The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are Minnesota.
The final weekend of the regular season is upon us as Minnesota State welcomes the Bulldogs from Minnesota-Duluth. Yesterday, UMD got the best of the Mavericks in a hard-fought 2-0 victory. In a series that has been dominated by the Bulldogs, the Mavericks look to earn the split this weekend on Senior Day. Can MSU slow down the Bulldogs' playoff momentum? Or will the talented UMD freshmen lead the way? It's Mavericks, Bulldogs, next on Fox Sports North.
Good afternoon and welcome to Mankato, Minnesota. We are here at the Verizon Center for Game 2 of our doubleheader between the Minnesota State University Mavericks and the University of Minnesota-Duluth Bulldogs. My name is Aaron Fitzner. I'm joined alongside Lucas Dorton, and we're getting set for Game 2. Talking a little bit about yesterday, it did go 2-0 in the Bulldogs' favor. What do we need to see from the Mavericks, Lucas?
You know, we really have to see a game where they're going to really want to attack early on. We saw yesterday how strong the Minnesota-Duluth defense was, and especially the goaltender play, and we'll get to that soon. But they really have to attack early, and they got to put them in pressure situations, really attack from that point-blank range where we've seen them had a lot of success in the past.
Block shots was huge yesterday for both teams. Minnesota State University, very accustomed to blocking shots, a little bit different as the Bulldogs came, and they really took it to them in that regard.
And they really did. You know, they kind of beat them at their own game right there. But, you know, again, that's another thing, you know, with Minnesota State, that's always going to be their strong suit. No matter how well or how bad they might be playing, you know that blocking shots is going to be their forte, and that's really going to be their strong suit.
It is Senior Day here in Mankato, Minnesota. Lucas, what can we see from the seniors on both sides?
You know, both sides, obviously, like you said, it's their last game here in the regular season before the playoffs start. And I expect a really hard physical game here. You know, they're going to want to give 110% each and every time that they're out there on the ice.
That last regular season game is going to be huge. As for now, we will send you glass side to hear from the head coaches on both teams.
Yeah, it's been great. Great to have Maddie in the Olympics, and watching her on TV has been a lot of fun for us. Jess came in and has done a great job filling that void. And she's given us a chance to win all season long and continues to get stronger and stronger. And I think with the confidence that she's building in there, you know, to get a shutout at this point in the season against a really good Mankato team is not easy. So a lot of the credit goes to her.
Okay.
Well, I think, you know, we've had a chance to talk to him a little bit about what's going to happen today before the game and getting ready for the game, and certainly after the game where we have a little celebration with family and friends and all our team. And I think, you know, we want to make them understand that it's a special game, but they have to be ready to play the game and not let too much of that emotion carry over to where it might affect how they play. And But I think that's a part of that experience you've gained over the 4 years you've been playing, and I'm certain that all our seniors are going to have a great final home game today.
All right, Lucas, let's highlight some of the players to watch. First, on the Bulldogs side of things, Riley Houston had a huge game yesterday. We kind of saw what her game plan was. She likes to get down low below the circles and shovel everything towards the net.
She does. She's a very talented player out there for this University of Minnesota-Duluth team. You know, we saw her get that first goal yesterday off of the stick of Mackenzie Cedarberg, and sometimes like we see in hockey, you know, you just shoot the puck at the net. A lot of times, no matter how well it's played, it might find its way in the back.
And on the other side of things for the Mavericks, Anna Keys. She is a defenseman. She is the captain for the Mavericks. She had 4 shots on goal yesterday. It was an offensive threat, though the Mavericks did get shut out.
They did. You know, Anna Keys, defensively, she's one of MSU's top players out there on the ice. Each and every time, you know, she's going to give 110%. But offensively, I think a lot of times her offense gets overlooked out there. You know, obviously getting the 4 shots on goal was huge for her and her team because she can get things done offensively just as much as defensively as well.
And between the pipes for both teams, it really was a goaltender battle. Both goalies getting in the 3 stars of the game. Of course, with Convery not letting anything by her yesterday for the Bulldogs.
No, and that's kind of something that we expected too. Convery, you know, playing this year has been playing absolutely phenomenal in between the pipes, and it showed again yesterday with her shutout.
It is very nice to see the Bulldogs on the road as well. They've had a little bit of road woes this season, getting that win yesterday in Mankato.
Well, it's huge. You know, obviously winning any games at the collegiate level isn't going to be an easy thing, but especially to do it on the road is not easy at all. So it was a nice win for them yesterday.
Minnesota State University is going to try and stop that threat. Bulldogs versus Mavericks from the Verizon Center in Mankato, Minnesota. Puck Drop is next on Fox Sports North. Mankato, Minnesota for Game 2 of this weekend doubleheader between the University of Minnesota-Duluth Bulldogs and the Minnesota State University Mavericks. My name's Aaron Fitzner. I will be hosting. I am joined alongside Lucas. Lucas, another good day of hockey ahead of us.
Yeah, you know, it's always great to watch hockey in Minnesota, especially get the nice privilege to announce it as well.
Mavericks do win that opening draw. Conway's going to give that one up quick. Kick save there by Katie Bedolka early on here. Mavericks already back in their defensive end. Of course, they did lose the opening match in this doubleheader 2-0 yesterday, looking to turn things around.
They did. Offensively, MSU was struggling to get things going, you know, even from the get-go of the first drop of the puck. And defensively, I mean, UMD was absolutely stellar, especially with Convery in the net there.
Speaking of starting lineups, it is the senior day here in Mankato, Minnesota. The Mavericks started an all-senior lineup. They had Amanda Martin centering Sarah Boustet on the right wing with Amanda Conway on the left wing, and then on defense, their captain Anna Keith with Emma Whitko on the right defense.
Yeah, it's nice to see them out there to kind of give them one last hurrah before the playoffs start. Obviously, last regular season games. So it'll be exciting to see what they're able to bring to the table today.
On the left wing, that is taken in by Anna Klein. She's met behind the net by Jessica Condis and Britton Fleming for the Mavs. Fleming gets that on her stick. She's going to fire that back around the net. Ends up at the point for the Bulldogs. Kept in by Michelle Lowenbaum. McLaughlin now in the air, knocks that one down. They are going to call that a hand pass, so we will have a stoppage of play.
Let's look at the goalies here for today's match. First, we got Jessica Convery, 13-12 on the air, but look at those stats. .918 save percentage and the .230 goals against. That's phenomenal.
Definitely not a knock against her either yesterday with that shutout. Starting in net for the Mavericks, it is Katie Bedolka. Bedolka hasn't seen a ton of action over the last few weekends. They are starting her this afternoon. Probably looking to get back on her feet, especially with the playoffs on the horizon here for the Mavericks.
Well, you're entirely right. You know, obviously, we talked about how well Chloe Crosby has been playing this year, and she really has been playing really well. But I think it's just nice to be able to have that depth, to be able to throw people in there at any given moment, because you never know. You know, if Crosby does happen to get hurt, assuming she does start in the playoffs, that she does get hurt, you got a nice, fresh Katie Bedolka there to back her up.
Jessica Healy back behind the net for the Bulldogs, looking to get things restarted here as they went off for the line change. She's going to headman that puck right through the neutral zone, not touched by anyone, so icing is the call. Faceoff will come to the right of goaltender Jessica Convery for the Bulldogs.
Let's look at the coaches here. Here's Maura Crowell, third season as a Duluth head coach. Bulldogs there, 53-42-10 is her record, and then going to Coach Harrington there for MSU, his third season as a head coach, 15-80 there. I think the record, as we have opportunity there, is not really indicative of how much Harrington's really done for this program. He's really helped them out a lot.
Some background on John Harrington too, Lucas. A lot of the viewers may know this. However, he was on the 1980 Miracle on Ice team when the U.S. beat the USSR. So a little bit of background there. Fun fact. Nonetheless, play does resume. It is going to be dumped in deep on the right wing by Emma Yanko. Ends up back behind the net of goaltender Katie Bedolka for the Mavs. Puck taken on the backhand by Tristan Truax. Truax still on the backhand. Headmans that up to another senior, Hannah Davidson, trying to get that cross ice to Rebecca Kolstad. Pass was intercepted by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs now looking to break this one out. They're going to take this back into their zone. Circling through the neutral zone now. They are going to gain the Mavericks offensive zone as Allison Rogers streaks through, fires that one on net, and then goes off on a line change of her own. Megan Hinsey on the left side of the ice, passes that up to the left winger, Corbin Boyd. Actually got stopped at the blue line, not by a player. The linesman got in the way of that one, so it's going to be a 3-on-3 opportunity now going the other way. Iozo fires that one wide, comes right back almost in front of the net. A very heads-up play there by Sophia Poinar on the back check, making sure that doesn't go into the slot for the Mavs. Headman pass there by Megan Hinsey, goes off of a couple sticks. It's going to end up back behind the goal line, taken by Jalen Elms for the Bulldogs. Elms headmans that pass up to Anna Klein. Klein on the left wing, centers that puck as the Bulldogs have an opportunity. Fired on net, blocked before it got there by another senior here for the Mavericks, Emma Whitko.
Showing again how great this MSU team is at blocking shots. Obviously towards the top of the nation every single year when it comes to that, and that doesn't surprise me. They play the body and they play the puck so well as we see them.
Mallory Iozo is met back behind the goal line by Mariah Gardner. Mariah Gardner goes down. There is going to be the first penalty of the game coming up against the Bulldogs. Interference is the call as the Mavericks go on their first power play.
Looks like that'll be number 12 there heading to the box. Catherine Dow heading to the box there for Minnesota-Duluth. So MSU struggling on the power play this year as we look at the replay of that. And a little bit of contact there on that one, but nonetheless, MSU is going to have to capitalize on this power play early to really get that offense going.
That was one thing they did very well last weekend against Ohio State. We're able to capitalize twice on that power play in the first game that they won 4-1. Early on, they did lose this faceoff. The Bulldogs tried to fire that one out. Jessica Healy actually fired that right into her bench, so the puck will come back into the Mavericks' offensive zone. Face off to the left of goaltender Jessica Convery. First line out there for this power play for the Mavs. Tristan Truax won that faceoff. Coming in for reinforcement was Fleming. She gets that to the point to Hinsey. Hinsey back to Britton Fleming. He's going to play that below the goal line before getting it back to her. Hinsey at the point now, fires a shot. That's actually blocked by the skate of her teammate Corbin Boyd before going to the side boards. At the point now, Britton Fleming's going to dump that one off to Anna Keys. Anna Keys has a lane, sends it right back to Britton Fleming. A very good defensive play by Katerina Marazova. Going to take that one out now for the Bulldogs. She elects to dump that one back into her zone. The rest of her teammates were actually off on a line change, so it was kind of just gaining the offensive zone for the Mavericks there. Didn't have too much if you're one of the Mavericks forwards.
Yeah, that's pretty risky there if you're Minnesota-Duluth to dump that one back there with basically your whole line going off there. But nonetheless, it worked out in their advantage.
Sydney Brott brings that in on the right wing to the Mavericks defensive end, knocking a lot of time off the penalty kill. Now that play is exactly what Marzova was trying to do, assuming that there was a defenseman back there. They're knocking about 20-25 seconds off the power play and counting right now by doing so.
Yeah, it's a smart play. I mean, obviously, MSU has struggled on the power play this year, so you got to kill as much time as you can if you're Minnesota-Duluth, and if that means, dumping the puck at the end and you're just pinning it up against the boards to kill as much time as possible, you got to do what you got to do.
Puck headman on the right side of the ice. Britton Fleming, a freshman here for the Minnesota State University Mavericks, takes that one in. She's met in deep by Jessica Healy before the Mavericks regain possession. Condis in front looking for a tip on that snap pass. Jordan McLaughlin was coming right through the slot. Unfortunately, waiting right underneath the tape of her stick and wide of the net.
That would have been a great opportunity for McLaughlin to get that shot there on the net. She's able to get that. I'm not sure if it scores, but it's going to have to be a heck of a save by Convery to stop that one. That puck's bouncing out in the net there. That's going to fall behind the net.
Good opportunity in front as that puck goes off the side of the net. Back at the point now is Jessica Condis. Passes that over to Jackson, who winds up. It's blocked on the way through. Mavericks still with possession now. Rebecca Kolstad down below the goal line. Kolstad is a transfer from the University of North Dakota. Of course, that program no more, but we're happy to have her here on the Mavericks. Of course, from Mankato as well.
Well, we're really
Rebecca Kolstad.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there. I mean, we really know what she's able to bring here out on the ice. Each and every game. She's a very talented player, and she's kind of the aggressor on this team, and definitely one of the players you really may not look towards to try and get a goal, but you can't really let her just sneak behind you because that's when she'll burn you.
Bulldogs are back to full strength, so we do have an even strength game in front of us. Good interception there. Sarah Bustad comes on the right wing. She's going to get a shot off. It fools the goaltender. Sarah Bustad is going to score on senior night. Sarah Bustad fires that one in from a sharp angle, goes off of the glove of Jessica Convery. Well, we know that the problem can be solved. She's not the perfect goaltender, though she's close to it. Convery gives up her first goal on the weekend.
And that is exactly what MSU needed to do. Yesterday, we saw them struggle so much offensively to get things going, and just like that, we talk about how if you just get a shot on goal, good things are going to happen, and it showed exactly right that she just about, Convery almost made a phenomenal save on it, but wasn't quite able to grab it as it was bobbing around there and fell to the back of the net. But Sarah Bustad, congratulations. That was a phenomenal goal on senior day. Congratulations.
They are reviewing this goal. I know that I think the official originally called it a goal because Sarah Bustad was celebrating so hard. They're currently in the penalty box looking at the replay. On that top angle replay that we saw, obviously it did go off the glove of Jessica Convery. Now I think that it tucked itself right in the bottom left side of the post. Of course, the officials just want to make sure on that as well.
Yeah, you might as well just look at it because you never know here. I mean, early on in the game, getting the first goal, we always know that sets up a lot of momentum for you for the rest of the game. And if you're able to get that first goal, that's going to be huge.
We saw this in the first game just yesterday afternoon of this doubleheader as well. The Mavericks did score first. It was called back for goaltender interference. It's going to be kind of a heartbreaker if they call this one back too. Back-to-back games getting that opening goal.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think MSU, if this goal is able to stand, hopefully they're able to, for their case, be able to hold on to that lead for the rest of the game. But Minnesota-Duluth is very tough as well, and I would not be surprised if they make a run at it too.
We have a couple great angles right now of the two head coaches on both teams. If you know anything about John Harrington for the Mavericks, his face is full of emotion all the time. And it is going to be a good goal, so Sarah Bustad on her final home game as a Minnesota State University Maverick is going to open the scoring here just under 6 minutes into the opening frame.
Let's look at this replay again. I don't know if it tipped off the glove and then tipped off of the shoulder and just kind of snuck its way into the back of the net, but nonetheless, good things happen when you shoot the puck on net.
Sharp angle shot too. Basically, almost virtually impossible to score from there. She found the only hole that was available there, right near the connector on the top left of the goal. So the Mavericks are going to take a 1-goal lead on their first goal of the weekend. Face-off won and controlled momentarily by the Mavericks. Puck ends up into the bench of Minnesota-Duluth. It is a 1-0 lead for the Mavericks here in Mankato, Minnesota. Now, Lucas, looking at this goaltender situation here for the Bulldogs, it is Jessica Convery in net. She's taken the helm. Their starting goalie is actually representing Team USA in the Olympics over in South Korea right now.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Maddie Rooney obviously has normally been the starter. I believe she now would be a redshirt junior, if I'm not mistaken, as we were going over that before the game. And that's a phenomenal accomplishment to be able to play in the Olympics for your home country and be a pretty significant piece in that puzzle as well. It's great. But Jessica Convery has been playing phenomenal this year. You saw the stats at the beginning of the game. She's doing everything that she needs to do to give Minnesota-Duluth a chance to win each and every time that she's out there between the pipes.
Puck is in the Bulldogs' defensive end. Picked up by Corbin Boyd for the Mavericks. Boyd gets bumped hard into the boards, keeps on the puck as that was Hedin that came behind her with a full head of steam. Sophia Pointar is going to flick that through the neutral zone. I thought that was pretty close to an offside as Corbin Boyd actually gloved that down inside the blue line. Nonetheless, the linesmen have a much better view than we do. We're going to trust their word. Puck tried to be passed back to the point. It's going to hop over the stick of Megan Hinsey, come all the way back to the goaltender, Katie Badolko, for the Mavs. Anna Keys with the headman pass as the Mavericks reset. We talked about at the top of the hour, Anna Keys yesterday loved jumping up into the play. Quick opportunity here for Klein on the left side. She was looking for a streaking Sydney Brott that was coming down the right wing for the blue line, or on the right wing from the blue line. Mavericks going to have an opportunity on their own. Now on the right wing is Lindsay Coleman. Yet again, another senior out here for the Mavericks on their special day.
Lindsay Coleman is a player that a lot of people, when you talk about some of the fastest skaters on the team for MSU, obviously Britton Fleming is normally going to be the first name that you hear of, but Lindsay Coleman is very quick on her feet as well, and I think that's something we got to look for in this game to see if she's able to use that speed to her advantage.
Britton Fleming was stopped up at the blue line. Jordan McLaughlin now with a full head of steam on the left wing. She might have a step on Deu. Not quite, but she's going to fire a sharp angle shot. Another good opportunity there for the Mavericks coming from a bad angle. Jessica Convery, not too much you can do on that as a goaltender other than to put your body in front of it. 2-on-1 coming back now. Marzova and Brott. Brott with the shot. Back to Marzova. She's going to have a wide open net, and the Bulldogs are going to tie this game at once. Brott and Marzova, basically the textbook 2-on-1 tic-tac-toe pass and an easy tap-in goal there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it was a nice job for Duluth on that one to get that opportunity. Katie Badolko, it's so tough having that 2-on-1 on-man rush as a goaltender because you kind of have to commit one way or another. As we look here, number 21, Jordan Jackson there, tried to play the puck as much as she could on that one. I'm not sure if that maybe got tipped or maybe knuckled through there, but it kind of skipped over the stick there, and that's what led to the fairly easy goal from Marzova on that one. But nonetheless, it was a very nice goal, 1-1 game here.
Rogie won that faceoff for the Bulldogs. Possession was quickly taken back there by the Mavericks as Cedarburg headmans that pass, and it's tipped off the stick of Hannah Davidson as they gain the zone. Back behind the net now is Jessica Healy. She was watched closely by Hannah Davidson, who ended up winning that battle and gets the puck off to Tristan Truax. Emma Whitco now at the point, tries to get that down low to Davidson. Pass intercepted by Healy as the Bulldogs come out the other way. Ashton Bell passes that over to the right wing. It's going to be tipped into the Mavericks defensive end by Naomi Rogie. Back at the point is Healy for the Bulldogs. Now, if we're looking at the line chart, it is Healy and Lovenjelm playing together. They're not necessarily listed as line mates on the line chart, though, so some early juggling. We saw this yesterday, too, as they were kind of back and forth between the two top pairings for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we did, and well, that's definitely something to note for the rest of this game here to see if they continue to shift up the lines, kind of change things to get offenses or defensive clicking at certain times. We'll have to see what coach decides to do here.
Emma Whitco had the puck taken off of her stick there by Houston. Riley Houston did get the first goal of the game yesterday. She gets tripped up, no call there as the play resumes in the Mavericks defensive end. Hannah Davidson on the half wall had that puck taken off of her stick by Rogie. Not the player you want to give it up to. She is the leading scorer. Also a freshman here for the Bulldogs as she fires that one high and wide.
And we talked about yesterday, MSU has seen a lot of great scoring these last 2 weekends. Obviously, last week with Ohio State, the top two freshmen in the conference scoring-wise, both on that top line for Ohio State. And then again today with Rogie on the second line here for Duluth as the top scorer as well, 23 points.
On the far half wall, the Mavericks do have it in their offensive end. A battle does ensue. There's two Mavericks and three Bulldogs. You'd imagine the Bulldogs will come out with it. They do just that. Having a lot of trouble getting it out, though, and the puck was taken off the stick by Corbin Boyd. Fires that glove side. Good save by Convery. Wasn't able to hold that one, so the Mavericks are going to have some more time in the offensive end.
Well, that's exactly what you have to do if you're MSU. Yesterday, where they were a little complacent, weren't really trying to attack the net as much, but today, all that has changed, and that one nearly got redirected into the back of the net.
Anna Keys with an absolute blast from the point. Looking for a tip on that. It goes about a foot wide of that far post. Keys now back in the Mavericks defensive end. She does have Mariah Gardner up at the blue line if she elects to do so. The Bulldogs were in the midst of a line change. They got back just in time. Good defensive play there by them. Intercepted in the neutral zone by the Bulldogs. Still in the neutral zone, waiting for something to progress here. Megan Hinsey finally gets a stick on that puck and fires it deep into the Bulldogs' end. Jalen Elms is going to leave that for her defensive partner. Now coming up the right wing. Bulldogs still looking to get something started, having a little bit of trouble in the neutral zone right now. The Mavericks are putting on, in basketball you'd call it a full court press. Not sure what you really want to say it here. Nonetheless, a lot of pressure being applied by the Mavericks in the neutral zone.
Well, that's exactly what you have to do, force them to make mistakes out there, and that's exactly what they were doing here. They're doing a great job at it so far.
Amanda Martin fired that one high. Actually went almost right into the face shield there of Sarah Bustad, so it was blocked in front. Mavericks now in the neutral zone. Jordan Jackson's going to take this one all the way in. She's on a 1-on-4. Might get an opportunity. She does on the backhand, but fires that one high and wide of the net.
Well, it's something you don't really see from Jordan Jackson, is trying to take that thing all the way to the net herself. But normally she's going to be doing those slap shots from the top of the point there, top of the circle. But nonetheless, that was a phenomenal opportunity. Came very close to getting a shot on goal there.
Bulldogs again having some more trouble in the neutral zone. Good pressure being applied here by the Mavericks. It's going to be out of the reach. Actually, they're going to say that Cedarburg did touch it, so icing is weighed off. Emma Whitco fires that one to the neutral zone. It's met at the blue line by the Bulldogs. They are going off on a line change, so the Mavericks will have some time to get the puck out of their defensive end. Britton Fleming is met by 3 of the Bulldogs there before she dumps it in. Behind the net is Jessica Healy. She fires that one around the boards. Met at the blue line by the Mavericks defender, Emma Whitco. Not once, but twice. She does keep that one in and fires it in deep for Lindsay Coleman. Lindsay Coleman and Emma Whitco, both seniors here for the Mavericks. They actually played in high school together as well. This is their 14th consecutive year as teammates. Of course, it will be their final year as seniors as well, but 14 years on the same team.
I mean, yeah, that's phenomenal. Being able to play in the same team for 14 straight years, that is just a certain amount of chemistry that, I mean, you can't really begin to describe. I mean, to be with each other for that much amount of time. Now, obviously, one's on offense and one's on defense here, but nonetheless, I mean, to be able to have that kind of chemistry and being to play each other for that long is phenomenal.
Lovenjelm taking that into the neutral zone, dumps that one off for Sydney Brott, and again, pass intercepted by the Mavericks in the neutral zone. Tristan Truax gets that into the Mavericks offensive zone now. Hannah Davidson on the left wing tries to center that one for Rebecca Kolstad, who was streaking through. She was met by a couple of the Bulldogs players as the puck goes behind the goal line. Hannah Davidson still with it. Turns around, fires that to the point for Megan Hinsey. A good stop-up move there. She takes that down the half wall and below the goal line here for the Mavericks. Deep in the Mavericks offensive zone, Megan Hinsey throws the body on that one. Very hard for the officials sometimes. That was Riley Houston who took the hit to decide whether or not to call a penalty. Obviously in women's hockey, you're not allowed to do the full contact. Kind of a half contact neutral site, you could say, though, with a hit like that.
Yeah, you're entirely right. You know, it's something that the referees are going to have to watch for in this game to see where they draw the lines at to call those penalties or not. But it'll be interesting, and a nice save there by Badolka.
Katie Badolka has only had to make 4 saves on 5 shots. We'll be back after the break. Looking at the officials here, we do have Robert Ludwig and Guy Bradshaw. They're going to be the 2 officials with Glendon Seal and Mike Mueller, the linesman for this afternoon's matchup. Faceoff did come to the left of Katie Badolka, won by the Bulldogs and controlled by the Bulldogs' Naomi Rogi. Rogi had the puck taken off of her stick by Condis, who fires that one all the way around. Almost met at the blue line there by Hedin, not able to keep it in as the Mavericks are going to have a good pass interception. Hannah Davison with an opportunity, fires that one right on. It hits the logo of the goaltender, Jessica Convery, as the Bulldogs turn that one over deep in their defensive end, and Hannah Davison had a heck of an opportunity on that one.
She did. She did a phenomenal job reading the pass where it was going to go and be able to intercept that and get a nice shot here as we look at the replay. I mean, she got to weave that in between 2 people, so phenomenal accuracy to get that even to the goal.
Catherine Daou met behind the goal line by Hannah Davidson. Now I'm looking at Catherine Daou. She's actually from Quebec in Canada, so I'm using all my Canadian roots trying to pronounce this French name. It is pronounced Daou, though it is not spelled as such. Good save there and rebound control by Katie Badolka. She steers that aside into the far corner. Puck at the blue line. A couple players are battling for it. Tristan Truax in there for the Mavericks with Catherine Daou pinned up against the boards. Won by Daou. Back at the point now is Jalen Elm. She's going to cross the red line, fire that one. Alexa fired it on net. Steered aside by Katie Badolka. Played behind the net to Jordan Jackson. Jackson leaves that one for Jessica Condis, who fires that one up the right wing to Rebecca Kolstad. Cross ice now to Mariah Gardner, still in the Mavericks defensive end as they're trying to get a breakout play underway. Sauced all the way through the neutral zone. Corbin Boyd was almost off to the races there for the Mavericks. Unfortunately, she was turned around and received that pass with her back facing the goal. At the point now is Mariah Gardner. Mariah Gardner, a freshman out here for the Mavericks, still looking for her first collegiate goal. Behind the net, she is met by Jalen Elms. A good strong play there by the Minnesota-Duluth defenseman. She did have the puck taken off of her stick again, though, by Gardner. Gardner gets that to the point for Cedarburg. Cedarburg's going to stop up and shoot. It was tipped and ends over the net and behind. Jalen Elms leaves that for her defensive partner, Lovenjelm. Lovenjelm now fired that one up the right wing. A good job by Cedarburg coming off the point and pinching that one on the half wall, keeping the momentum and pressure deep in the Bulldogs' end for the Mavericks. Corbin Boyd stick handles, fires that one. It does get blocked. Rebound collected up by Sophia Poinar for the Mavs. Great defensive play there by Lovenjelm. It is going to be a penalty. It's either going to be holding or holding the stick. It is holding as the Mavericks go on to their second power play of this afternoon. So Lovenjelm will go off into the penalty box for 2 minutes. Looking at that power play, what started with a pretty good defensive play. Now she may have got hooked into that penalty call a little bit as the stick of the Mavericks player did come up underneath her shoulder. Nonetheless, she did take the player down. She will go off. 2 minutes. Holding is the call.
Well, MSU's got to capitalize on this power play, getting the early goal. Now it's tied here, 1-1. Able to get this goal pretty late here into the first period. There's a lot of bodies going to stop that shot, and they're going to clear the puck there, kill some time, but they got to score here on this power play. Going to get some momentum going into the second period.
The Bulldogs are doing a very good job clearing out the puck from in front of their net. As soon as they see the shot fired, the wingers are coming off of their half wall and just getting in front of the net. Not a lot going through all the way for the Mavericks right now. Puck on the far boards now. Tristan Truax gathers that up on her backhand, gets it to the point to Hinsey. Hinsey on the half wall over to Fleming. Fleming's going to give that back to Hinsey. Hinsey waits, fires a shot, goes off the glove of Convery before she's able to freeze that puck. Not one, but two saves quick there for Jessica Convery.
Talking about this penalty kill here for Minnesota-Duluth on the season, they're 60 for 71, 84%, so it doesn't get much better than that out there. We always talk about, we talked about with the coach before the game, is that they have one of the top power plays in the conference. They got to be towards the top of the league in penalty kill, if I'm not mistaken.
Faceoff was won by the Bulldogs. They're going to try to clear that one out. It was held in at the line by Jordan Jackson for the Mavericks. Trying to get a stick on the puck was Jalen Elms for the Bulldogs. She lost the foot race to Hannah Davidson, who now has the puck down low behind the net for the Mavs. Davidson to McLaughlin. Going to give that one back to Davidson. Hops over her stick. Rebecca Kolstad there to provide reinforcements for her. Kolstad gets that to Condis, who fires that over to Jackson at the point. Jackson back to Condis. Shoots that one. It did get deflected. Ends up wide of the net. Rebound gathered by Hannah Davidson. At the point now, Kolstad gives that up for Condis. Condis is going to circle down by the half wall. Leave it below the goal line for Davidson. Davidson to Kolstad. Fires that right on. Rebound is bouncing in front. Another good save and puck coverage there by Jessica Convery. A little bit different looking of a power play. In that first one, the Bulldogs D basically just passed it back and forth and then fired it down at will. Lots getting towards the net and a lot of good saves as we see here by Convery.
Convery is a phenomenal player out here, and it just shows this whole season really that she's been able to step into this role with Rooney playing in the Olympics for Team USA there, the U.S. women's team. But nonetheless, she's been doing a great job yesterday, today, so far, and really the entire season. She's been a huge, huge plus for this Minnesota-Duluth team.
Britton Fleming, always a player to watch here for the Mavericks, takes that one through the neutral zone, is going to gain the offensive zone, circling around with the puck still on her stick. She gives that one up to Keys. Keys is going to get it cross ice. Hinsey's going to fire a shot high and wide. That had a lot of power coming behind it, but the rebound off the glass is taken by Anna Keys. Keys to Fleming, back to Keys. Is going to look down low for Hinsey. Fires that one, goes right through the slot. No Mavericks were home on the far side of the net. Fleming now from the point. That one gets all the way through finally. A good kick save off the right pad of Jessica Convery, the goaltender for the Bulldogs. Fleming back with the puck in the center of the ice. Good opportunity here for Corbin Boyd on the far side. Not able to get a clean stick on that. Both teams are back to even strength as the penalty to the Bulldogs Lovenjelm is over. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Still 1-1 is the score. Shots 10-7 for the Mavericks. Taken through the neutral zone is Sydney Brott. She dumps that one in deep and goes off for a line change. Giving chase is Allison Rogers for the Bulldogs. It was fired all the way down the ice by Anna Keys, taken now in the defensive end here by Lene Hedin. Hedin gets that one back on her stick after passing it off. Headman's that to Allison Rogers in the neutral zone. Good move by Rogers, now on the backhand. Good save, Katie Badolka off of the blocker. Phenomenal move there by the Bulldogs, gaining the Mavericks defensive end. Katie Badolka up to the task on that backhand.
Well, in fact, she's able to weave through all that traffic to even get an opportunity to get a shot on goal was amazing, and an even greater save by Katie Badolka off the blocker to knock that one out of the way.
Amanda Conway headmans that puck to Emma Whitco, coming through the neutral zone, dumps it off for Amanda Martin. This all-senior line back out there for the Mavericks, with exception to Mackenzie Cedarberg at the right point. That's Amanda Martin, that is down deep. Sarah Bustad comes in for reinforcement. She gets knocked off the puck there hard by Lene Hedin before taking her back down. Still in the Mavericks offensive zone as they go off for a line change is Mackenzie Revering for the Bulldogs, looking for some reinforcements. Now the Bulldogs are going to go on to their first power play. Amanda Conway is going to be heading off as soon as the Mavericks can touch the puck here. Bulldogs with the sixth attacker on the ice. Of course, the goalie is on the bench. Astrup is going to gain the offensive zone here. Puck finally touched by Cedarberg. Conway will go off for the penalty here. Hooking will be the call.
And looking at our intermission here, coming up shortly is Amanda Conway is going to be heading to the box. Going to have an interview with Sarah Bustad. Aaron with the interview with the WCHA Commissioner, Katie Million here. And let's look at that replay on Amanda Conway.
I mean, you could probably be pretty safe to say that was a play that could be called a penalty on. Hooking was the call. So the Bulldogs will go on their first power play near the end of this first period. Of course, Lucas, as you were saying, they do have the top power play in the WCHA. So if you're an opposing team, you definitely want to stay out of the box against them.
Well, you really do. And MSU, again, with their penalty kill on the year, just looking at that, 71 for 92, 77% there. And it looks like a little bit of stoppage there.
The official actually, he was pointing at a couple players that were in the crease. At first, I thought that he was going to be sending Anna Keys as well as Riley Houston off. They're actually just going to put the puck in the neutral zone, so not 100% sure what the call was on that one. I'm about 99 for 100 in terms of knowing what the referee is signaling. He's going to catch me off guard on that one. It might have just been a little bit of goaltender interference that he didn't call a power play on. Riley Houston now taking that down low on the right wing. She's met by Anna Keys, knocked hard off the puck by the Mavericks captain. Keys on her forehand, fires that one down the ice, so with 10 seconds remaining, that will all but do it in this period. Of course, the Bulldogs' power play will go into the second frame. About a minute and 5 seconds remaining on that one. As the horn does go, 1-1 is the score. Shots 10-8 for the Mavericks. Pretty even period overall.
It really has, and I just got to say, what a big difference 24 hours make. We saw yesterday MSU was really struggling offensively. Today has been a completely turnaround, and again, UMD is playing strong as they always do.
Kind of taking a play out of the playbook there for the Bulldogs, firing everything on net. 1-1 is the score here at the Verizon Center.
Welcome back to the Verizon Center. After the first period, the Mavericks and the Bulldogs are knotted up at 1, joined by Sarah Bustad, who had the Mavericks goal that period. Sarah, how important was it to you to be able to score that goal on senior night in front of all your family here?
Yeah, no, it was pretty special, and I'm glad I could do it in front of some great friends that came.
And then obviously you guys got to play from in front today after yesterday having that goal overturned early. How important is it to have the momentum on your side getting that first goal tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I think it started off well for us and got the momentum going, and I think we're going to take it into the second period with that as well.
All right, best of luck out there the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
Coming up after the break, we were able to catch up with WCHA Commissioner Katie Million.
Welcome back to the Verizon Center here in Mankato, Minnesota. My name's Aaron Fissner, and I am joined by WCHA Commissioner Katie Million. Katie, thank you a million. I was really thinking about that one, but thank you so much for being here this evening with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here. Always great to be at a WCHA women's hockey game.
We're going to talk a little bit about the WCHA here. So take us through kind of a day in the life. You do a lot, and I'm sure it changes basically day to day, but what is kind of a generic schedule for Katie Million?
Oh, my goodness. That's a really good question, Aaron. There really isn't a generic schedule. Every single day has been different by a long shot. But I have to say one of my favorite parts of the job is actually being at the rink and actually seeing the girls, watching them play. That's the best part of the job.
You really do have a phenomenal job watching hockey for work. Couldn't ask for a better thing. Of course you do tons of other things on the side, but when it comes down to the fact that you get to watch so much hockey, that really is a blessing.
It really is. I'm grateful, and like I said, it's a great job, and I think it might be my dream job.
Well, you're already there. Now, Katie, we know that the WCHA, a very, very strong conference. When we look in the top 10, we do have 3 teams, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. How do you plan on keeping the strength going forward? That's kind of a tough feat when you have so many good teams already.
It really is. I mean, we're so proud to have those 3 teams in our top 10 pretty consistently all year. And hopefully, you know, we've gotten other teams having votes throughout the year with Minnesota-Duluth, Bemidji, and just our entire conference is right there at the top always. And we look to continue that for many, many years to come, and hopefully more national championships too.
Now, speaking of national things, you mentioned a very cool stat about the Olympics before we got on air here.
Yeah, currently during the Winter Games happening as we speak, we have 37 either former or current WCHA athletes playing in those games. So we're super proud of that. And again, it goes to what you said about our premier conference and having so many great players.
Such a strong place to play hockey within the WCHA. Now coming up, we are going to be having that final face-off also in the state of Minnesota, so why don't you tell us a little bit more about that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the final face-off is March 3rd and 4th at Ritter Arena. It is our conference championship, and usually a little bit of a precursor to the national championship.
Very much so.
We're very excited about that, and hopefully all of our fans can come out and cheer on these women as they continue their road to the national championship.
Well, Katie, thanks again so much for being here. It's always a pleasure not only to talk to you, but to have you in the arena here. So thank you again for being here today.
Thank you very much, Aaron. It's my pleasure.
We will head back to the ice for the remainder of the game. After the first frame, it is a 1-1 tie between the Minnesota State University Mavericks and the University of Minnesota-Duluth Bulldogs. 1-1, not necessarily indicative of all the scoring chances that have happened. A lot went on in that first period, Lucas.
They really did. You know, offensively, both sides, both teams are really even here. As you look at the first period here, Sarah Bustad getting that goal at first, I think we both thought that Crowley may snag that one out there, but it was a nice job nonetheless, stuck in the back.
That was Sarah Bustad's first goal of the season, too. She has had quite a few goals in exhibition, including a hat trick against the Minnesota Whitecaps. Unfortunately, that isn't necessarily collegiate play. It was just exhibition, so that's actually her first goal of the season on the stat sheet.
And then looking at the goal here from Minnesota-Duluth coming from Rizova on this one, it's a nice opportunity on the 2-on-1 and a great pass from Brandt on that one. Just over the stick, I believe, was Jordan Jackson to sneak into the back of the net from Katie Vidolka. Not a whole lot she could have done on that one.
Jordan Jackson did get enough on it, just not quite enough, I guess you could say. Looking at some of the game summary here from the first period, shots on goal, 10-8 for the Mavericks. Shot attempts, probably the biggest difference, not even probably, 100% is the biggest difference. 25-11 shot attempts in favor of the Mavericks in the first.
Well, that's huge. You know, MSU definitely has been struggling on the power play this year and struggling to get those shots off recently, so it's good to be able to get those opportunities off in the first period. Now, you would like to see a lot of those more connect on the net, obviously, but nonetheless, it shows that they are pressuring and get things going.
25 shot attempts, 7 block shots on the other side of things for the Bulldogs. And we talked about that during their second power play too, is when those shots come from the point, they just crowd the crease, making it so that the goaltender doesn't have to do as much.
And that's all you got to do. You know, obviously Duluth did a great job at that. You just got to clog the lanes, throw as many bodies in there as you can to make sure that the puck really does not sneak in. Now, of course, that'll always happen, but you never know.
We're going to look at the WCHA standings here now. As we look at these, the playoffs are completely set. No matter what happens in the games this weekend, everything will stay the same. So Minnesota State will travel to Ohio State against the Buckeyes, a team that they've played extremely well against this year, of course, winning last weekend against them as well. On the other side of the puck, it will be Bemidji State going to the University of Minnesota-Duluth. So Duluth's first round will be at home against Bemidji.
Yeah, it'll be a great matchup too. You know, Minnesota-Duluth and Bemidji, two really solid teams out there. So it'll be interesting to see which one is able to come out on top in that series.
There are a couple big games going on as well. Right now it is 0-0 between Bemidji and Ohio. Number 1, Wisconsin, and number 7, Minnesota, set for just a few minutes from now, actually going to be taking place too.
That's going to be a great game to watch too. I mean, two definitely powerhouses in the conference. Wisconsin, obviously, with that lethal offense of Minnesota, very strong as well.
WCHA, top to bottom, always a very strong conference, of course. A lot of teams in the top 10.
Yeah, you're entirely right here.
So it is a 1-1 tie after the first frame. Back in the action after the break. Welcome back to the Verizon Center here in Mankato, Minnesota. Of course, again, after that first period, we are all knotted up at once, basically back to where we started. Shots on goal, 10-8 in favor of the Mavericks. And actually, before we went off air, previous to that intermission, we talked about how it was a pretty even game. Stats not indicative of that. Of course, the Mavericks do have 54 seconds, if we're being technical, of more power play, I should say one power play plus the extra 54 seconds. Nonetheless, Mavericks did have a very balanced attack, not something that we saw at all yesterday against Duluth. Even in the zone, they weren't able to get any cycles going, any set plays. This time around, they've had the puck a lot more.
Yeah, you're entirely right, and that kind of shows why this is a 1-1 game. You know, they have 10 shots on goal, and I think yesterday, too, around this mark, the shots on goal were pretty even for the most part. But today, you can just tell a big difference. Like I said before, what a difference 24 hours make. The offense was struggling to get things going yesterday. Today has made a complete difference, and it's been a really, really nice game to watch.
Some players to look at after that first period. Aside from the goal scorers in Morozova and Sarah Bustad, with 2 shots on goal was Britton Fleming. We kind of call her the flying freshman. She's mostly known for her passing abilities as the puck is in deep. I'm going to pause myself as there's a good opportunity here. Puck goes off the side of the net. But Britton Fleming, the freshman here for the Mavericks, with 2 shots on goal. Allison Rogers and Riley Houston both with 2 shots apiece for the Bulldogs. Mavericks in on a 2-on-1. Jordan McLaughlin fires that one off of the off the left shoulder. Rebound goes into the back of the net for Lindsay Coleman. Another senior here on senior day is going to connect. Just 25 seconds into this second period, Mavericks are going to take the 2-1 lead.
Well, somebody must have told this MSU team that it's senior day today, because like you just said, 2 of the seniors scoring here, a phenomenal 2-on-1 opportunity. Jordan McLaughlin, and then obviously with a nice rebound, Lindsay Coleman was right there to clean it up. Nothing like a good celly when you lose your glove to finish it off there too.
Yeah, she had a little bit of a yard sale after that. Yeah. Lost her glove, lost her stick. Nonetheless, puck is in the back of the net. Early on here in the second frame, that's actually a shorthanded goal too. We should mention the Mavericks are still on the penalty kill for the next 35 seconds. Great job by Lindsay Coleman. A lot of her goals have come from those in-deep areas, especially on rebounds over the last 2 weekends.
Well, they have, and that's so important, you know, as you always see, a lot of the goals that happen, that if you can get a goal off of a rebound, that's huge. You know, if you're able to attack that zone and just be aggressive and follow your shot, that's the biggest thing that leads to that.
At the left point, Marzova is going to leave that one for Daewoo. Daewoo fires that one over to Lovenjelm on the top of the circle. She's going to elect to shoot. Quick glove save there by Katie Bedolka. A little bit of a scrum in front of the net ensued between Megan Hinsey and Anna Klein. That one gets broken up very quickly by the 2 players. Officials didn't even have to jump into that one, but the faceoff will come to the left of Katie Bedolka after that good glove save. Second unit of the penalty kill is on the ice right now for the Mavericks. Hannah Davison is going to go up against Marzova at the center of the faceoff dot. Faceoff won by Davison, but taken off the wing quickly there by Anna Klein. She was the first to the puck. Dumped into the neutral zone on the penalty kill still. Actually, it did. I'm going to correct myself. I was very wrong, as I usually am in a lot of cases, but that penalty kill actually expired right as I said that, so we are back to even strength now.
You don't got to sell yourself short, Aaron. You always do a phenomenal job on here.
You're always there for me, Lucas. Really appreciate that.
I try.
Puck cycled back onto the half wall. Marzova with the puck. Dangles around a couple of the Mavericks players. She did get tripped up. There is not going to be a call. Rebecca Kolstad had her stick underneath the skate of Marazova. Again, the play will resume in the neutral zone now. Jessica Condis, you can hear her coach yelling, dump it, and she does just that. Unfortunately, it was intercepted almost right after she did that, but a very good play. Strong on the puck there was Hannah Davidson, knocking Daewoo off the puck basically as soon as she got it onto her tape.
Yeah, Hannah Davidson, you know, senior out here, she's seen a lot of action out here throughout these last 4 years, so she really knows what to look for in certain situations. A lot of time you're going to be seeing her jump on the pass and really be able to be aggressive on those opportunities.
Pass from Kolstad off the backhand was just out of the reach of Amanda Conway. Conway takes Lovenjelm hard into the end boards. Whistle is going to blow as the battle ensued for a little bit longer than the official would have liked, so it will stay in the Mavericks offensive end. Now, Lucas, we talked a little about the goaltender Olympian in Maddie Rooney here for the University of Minnesota-Duluth. Another player that has played on the world stage is Katerina Marazova in 2017, playing on the World Championship team for the Czech Republic.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal accomplishment to be able to have 2 people represent your teams. You know, obviously not at the same time out here, as, you know, Marazova just scored earlier, obviously. But nonetheless, I mean, it's great to just have that experience, be able to play for your home country is a great opportunity, and it really shows kind of a different level of leadership that you're able to bring to your team once you come back from that.
Amanda Conway intercepts a pass on the left wing, fires that one right through the slot. Sarah Bustad was about a half step behind on that. Conway on her backhand fires that below the goal line. It was met by Amanda Martin before she leaves that for Sarah Bustad. Boostad doing everything she can to get that in front. Was not quite able to do so as Mackenzie Revering intercepts that pass and dumps it off for Hedin. Hedin now going through the neutral zone, and if we're going to stick with our puns that we heard, Hedin was heading through the neutral zone. Now Amanda Martin on her backhand fires that about a foot wide of the net. That was a sharp angle. Very hard shot to connect with on the backhand.
Well, Amanda Martin was trying to follow the suit of the other seniors and try and score here. I mean, it was a great opportunity on the backhand. That's a very, very difficult shot to try and get off, especially off of your backhand there, as you really have to flick it up into the right direction. A lot of times you're not able to get a lot on the puck, but nonetheless, it was a great opportunity.
Mavericks are going to be going right back to the penalty kill. Emma Whitko with her palms facing the ceiling, not entirely sure how she got called for hooking on that. Nonetheless, hooking is the call. We'll look at a replay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that my palms would be through the roof on that one. Official obviously has a very good look. He was very correct on calling that one as well. So hooking is the call. Mavericks back on the penalty kill for the following 2 minutes. Juggled at the point there by Daou. A good job by McLaughlin, staying strong on the puck, not allowing her to go anywhere. Not that she could, because she was sitting on the ice while she was trying to make that play. Megan Hinsey now deep below the goal line, fires that one off the end boards, not quite all the way around as it was met on the half wall by Lovenjelm. Lovenjelm now fires that one on the backhand, again down deep into the Mavericks end. McLaughlin on this close half wall tries to fire that one out, kept in off the skate of Daou. Deep below in the Mavericks defensive end still is Sydney Brott. She brings that one to the point. Brott fires that one cross ice to Lovenjelm. Lovenjelm looking for someone to pass to. She might elect to shoot. She does just that. As Morozova was streaking off of the left wing, gets a good tip on it. Great save, Katie Bedolka.
And then got a fact here for you. Minnesota State, that is the first shorthanded goal that they have scored since October 23rd of 2015. Now, that is a phenomenal statistic. Great job there. People down in the truck that looked that up. Nice stat there for us to announce up here. But, I mean, that's a big period of time you're not able to score on a shorthanded goal. Now, obviously, a lot of people don't expect you to because you are down a person. But when you're able to do that, I think that brings a whole different level of confidence to your team.
Now, Lucas, I'm from a place in Canada that has a lot of farms in southern Alberta. And I know what a drought is, but a 4-year drought's or 3-year drought, I should say, is a little bit longer than anything I've experienced. So it's good to be a part of that one breaking here.
Yeah, you're entirely right. I mean, it's a great opportunity. I'm going to see you had on that one, but I can't really say I know a whole lot about droughts, so I'll leave that to your side of the things at least.
Quite the drought connoisseur up here on the mic right now.
Yes, sir.
Sydney Brott brings that one down low, below the goal line here for the Bulldogs. Still with the puck. There is 35 seconds remaining on the penalty kill here for the Mavs. At the point, Daou is going to leave that one for Lovenjelm on the far side. This same power play unit has been out there the whole time, and it's a good thing they were. Daou on the one-timer from the point is going to sneak that underneath the glove hand of the goaltender, Katie Bedolka, bringing this game back to an even score. 2-2 is the game score right now.
Yeah, Catherine Daou had a nice opportunity, and again, just going back to that power play. You don't get to be the top power play in the conference just based off of luck. You got to, obviously, a little bit of an obvious statement, but you got to score a goal to be successful on the power play, and that's exactly what Minnesota-Duluth has been doing this year. And to show again here, yesterday they had a nice opportunity on the power play. They scored, and a nice slap shot from the top of the point and was able to get through the traffic and get into the back of the net.
Bulldogs do win that faceoff. Now on both Bulldogs power plays, goals have been scored. Of course, 1 for and 1 against. Elms on the left wing there, fires that one wide of the net. Battle ensues on the far boards. It is won by the Bulldogs on the backhand, shoveled near the net, but wide as the play resumes in the Mavericks defensive end. Ashton Bell had that puck sneak behind her. Naomi Rogie trying to keep that in at the point with Bell, not able to do so. Elms at the red line, firing that one back in for the Bulldogs. Megan Hinsey now on her backhand, trying to get something going here for the Mavericks. A lot of momentum switches. This period's been a lot more even in terms of time of possession in the offensive zones. Of course, that's going to come at the hands of a couple power plays for the Bulldogs.
It really is. It's really what it's going to come down to. And they're able to capitalize on those power plays. You're going to get a lot more opportunities down there. And it's definitely shown this whole season as much success as they've had on the power play and in this game as well, and yesterday too.
Rogie had her pass intercepted by Corbin Boyd, who is streaking down the left wing. She's on the half wall. She's stopped up. Emma Whitko is wide open here on this far point, calling for the puck. Would not be surprised to see if that gets dumped off, and it does. Emma Whitko now on the right point, fires that towards the net. Rebound control, a little bit of a problem there for Convery, but her defenseman's going to backhand that one right underneath her glove. 2-2 is the score from Mankato, Minnesota. Bulldogs Mavericks. Play will resume with a face-off to the left of the goaltender, Jessica Convery here. looking down at the ice. It is going to be Sophia Poinard taking the face-off draw here for the Mavericks. I'm assuming Ashton Bell is going to take that, as she is the only centerman on the ice right now for the Bulldogs. But again, they are going to fool me as Naomi Rogie draws into the face-off circle. Face-off won back by Poinard to Witka, who fires that one about a foot wide of the far post. Sophia Poinard hard on the puck, leaves that for Mariah Gardner. Mariah Gardner backhand, forehand, switching places with Emma Whitco. Her pass was intercepted as she takes the puck in her own defensive end now. Having a little bit of problems there in her defensive end, juggling the puck off of the tape of her stick. Bulldogs are going to get some more opportunity here in the offensive zone. Fired back around the boards by Cedarburg. She's going to take the puck on the half wall, headman it to Corbin Boyd. Corbin Boyd looking for Poinard in the neutral zone. She was covered by a couple of the Bulldogs players. Corbin Boyd actually fired that pass, was tipped off a couple of sticks, comes through the neutral zone, gets the puck right back, so more or less she did pass it to herself just then. Mariah Gardner giving chase on Lovenjelm back behind the goal line. That is going to go for icing, unless a foot race is won here by Bell. She's going to make it hard on Cedarburg. A good job by Cedarburg coming all the way back, negating that icing. And excuse me, that was Riley Houston giving chase there. Nonetheless, great back check by Mackenzie Cedarburg.
Yeah, nice job. Cedarburg has really grown into her role here defensively. You know, when she first started, didn't really get a whole lot of ice time out there, so it's really nice to be able to see her kind of grow in her role as a defenseman here from Minnesota State, and it's been showing. She's been getting a lot more ice time as the games come along.
Senior line back out there for the Mavericks. They're going to go up against this second line that is still out there. Of course, when there's an icing, you can't change players, so Ashton Bell is still centering Rogie and Riley Houston. Rogie on the left wing is just going to tap that puck around Jordan Jackson. Still with the puck before she has that knocked off of her stick by Jessica Condis. Condis fanned on that pass. It went off the heel of her stick. It's going to end up right in the neutral zone. Jessica Healy fires that right on the net. Goaltender Katie Badolka is going to freeze that one, so the ensuing faceoff will come to her right. A good job there by Healy, too. Had that not been on net, that would have come all the way back for icing. Not necessarily the easiest of feats to fire that dead center of the net from the red line, especially when it's about 5 feet in the air, but she did just that.
Well, it's a very heads-up play, obviously, and not a very easy play to do like you just mentioned there, but really heads up, and it helped her out there.
Jordan McLaughlin lining up for this faceoff against Reagan Haley. That faceoff was won by Haley, as the Mavericks do have possession in their defensive end now. Britton Fleming knocked off of the puck momentarily. Haven't said too much about Britton Fleming this period. Of course, going back, there was a couple power plays, and she's not on the penalty kill maybe as much as she would like. That puck is going to come all the way back for icing. But even though you don't say Britton Fleming's name every single shift, you do have to worry about her every single shift with the talent that she has.
Well, you really do. I mean, offensively, she's very talented. Defensively, she's not too bad either as well. I mean, she's the playmaker on this team, the quarterback for this team, hence why she's on the top line here for MSU. She leads the team in assists with 15 and 19 points. I believe also leads the team for MSU as well. So it just shows what she's able to bring offensively game in and game out.
Haley back on the far corner of the rink. She's going to be stopped by Britton Fleming, who has the puck on her stick. Jessica Condis now fires that one through the neutral zone, tape to tape to Jordan McLaughlin. A partial 3-on-2 is going to ensue. McLaughlin tries to fire that one. That was blocked before it got through by Shelby Brossart. Brossart now with the puck behind the goal line here for the Bulldogs, looking to get something started. Cross ice to Mackenzie Revering. Trying to get that through the neutral zone as she has a couple players streaking through. Mainly Mallory Iozo, however, she goes off for a line change. The Mavericks are going to take possession of the puck in their defensive end. Megan Hinsey gets that one cross ice to Jessica Condis. Jessica Condis is getting stuck on the ice right now as the puck keeps coming back into the defensive end. She's been out there for about a minute and a half now for the Mavs. Britton Fleming here on the right wing is going to stop up, still looking for some open space. Jessica Condis gives her a stick to pass to before dumping that one in. No surprise there that on that dump, Jessica Condis goes off for a line change. A couple Mavericks do for that matter. Going to reset here for them. Good forecheck by Truax. Gets that in front to Rebecca Kolstad. That goes off the left shoulder of the goaltender, Convery. Kolstad still with the puck on her stick. Kolstad fires that one cross ice there to Hannah Davidson on the one-timer. That was blocked before it got through. And Mayenko now shovels that one on the backhand through the neutral zone. Comes all the way back onto Megan Hinsey, a defender for the Mavericks in their defensive end. Little opportunity here for Allison Rogers before she had her stick lifted. She does still have possession, and she stayed very strong on the puck. Hannah Davidson applying a lot of the pressure there. 2-on-1 ensuing here now for the Mavericks. Anna Keys cross ice to Kolstad. Kolstad centering to Truax. That shot was blocked. A second opportunity for Hannah Davidson. Now Hinsey at the point. Blocked as well. Back-to-back-to-back shot blocks there for the Bulldogs as the Mavericks have a lot of momentum on this shift.
Phenomenal defensive stand by the Bulldogs on that one, with bodies just laying out there really in front of the goaltender. That's all you can do on that one. But MSU, great job to continue attacking right in front of the point. That's where you're going to see a lot of your success happen, is right there.
Marzova coming through the neutral zone. Now on the right wing, has the puck on her backhand below the goal line. She's met there by a couple Mavericks, mostly Megan Hinsey, who applied a little bit of a body check on her to knock her off of the puck. Puck now in the neutral zone. Truax has it on her stick. She's going to put herself on a partial break. Truax had her stick lifted last second. Unbelievable defensive play there by Catherine Daou. Truax was off to the races, and right before she got that shot fired off, she had her stick lifted. No shot on that breakaway.
Truax had a phenomenal opportunity on that one to maybe get an opportunity there in the back of the net, but that one was not able. She wasn't able to reel in. As I try and talk here, the puck with that one is very difficult today, but I promise you I'll fix that. But Truax, it was a great opportunity. She wasn't able to quite handle it, though.
Lucas, you once said something very wise to me. Don't sell yourself short. You're doing great.
Well, I appreciate it, Aaron. I'm glad to have you in my life.
Face-off won there by the Bulldogs. Klein on the left wing fires that cross ice to the captain, Sydney Brott. Sydney Brott's going to fire that all the way in and back behind the net for the Bulldogs. Puck met at the point there by Hedin. Hedin fires that one back in deep, so playing a little bit of ping pong between the point and the end boards right now are the Bulldogs. Cedarburg fires that one to none other, back to the point. It was met actually on the half wall before it got there by Hedin, kept in by her. Cedarburg now, Mavericks are just inching closer and closer to the blue line, still aren't able to get over it. Puck gets on the stick of Brott. She was tripped up, ends up right on the tape of Marazova. Great shot block there by Mackenzie Cedarburg, laying down and sacrificing the body so the puck could not get through. Marazova was trying to do a little bit of a spin move on Sarah Bustad. Bustad just put her body in front of that. You don't take the puck, you take the player, and she did a very good job on that, so Marazova could not move forward.
Well, that's exactly what you have to do. I mean, you don't want to have to be focused on the puck and worry what that's doing. A lot of the times you can tell where the puck's going to go based on certain little body movements, and Bustad did a great job at following that one.
Great play there by Naomi Rogi. She actually bumped Jordan McLaughlin off the puck. Both referees are going to call a hooking penalty there. 2-2 is the score. Mavericks on the penalty kill when we come back. Taking a second look there at the penalty that was drawn by Naomi Rogi. Again, knocked McLaughlin off the puck. McLaughlin got her stick underneath the right elbow of Rogi. Pretty easy call to make for the official. So this is going to be the third power play already of just this second frame here against the Mavericks.
Yeah, and all three penalties against MSU have been hooking penalties, so it's something that they're going to have to look out for, is try not to get too aggressive there with getting the stick in her to break things up.
Now, if you were thinking of changing the channel, definitely do not, as a lot happens on these power plays when the Bulldogs have them. Of course, they did give up a shorthanded goal in the first one, got a power play goal on the second one. A good play by Britton Fleming, hard on the stick, knocking that one all the way down the ice. Jessica Healy is going to circle behind the net for the Bulldogs. Headmans that one, ends up on the stick of Elms. Elms now, good couple dekes. She's met right in front of the net by Megan Hinsey. Tries to get her into the net, that matter. Hinsey's going to give Elms a couple hacks before the Mavericks fire that one down the ice behind the net of Jessica Convery.
You got to love those extracurricular activities out there. A little bit of pushing and shoving, when the referees might not be looking at the play. I love it. I mean, I love the little aggressiveness between the two teams.
Ashton Bell does fire that one back around the net. Just over 1 minute remaining in this power play here for the Bulldogs. Kept in at the point by the associate captain, Daou. Daou fired that one to Morozova, who fired that on net, went off a couple bodies, forcing Katie Badolka to freeze that puck. There was actually 6 bodies basically in the blue paint right in front of Badolka on that shot.
And I think on that shot, that maybe initial, I'll have to see here, I think that hit off of Keys, if I'm not mistaken at first, and just kind of laid out there in front of the net. So first off, great block by Keys on that one, and great awareness by Badolka to know where that puck is and to lay on top of it and freeze it.
A little bit of an abnormal looking block too. Do anything you can to make sure the puck doesn't get to the net. She kind of Superman dove at that one. Nonetheless, it has a blocked shot, did not get to the net, so good job Anna Keys sacrificing the body. Good leader out here for the Mavs. Daou now is going to fire that one to the left wing. Kept in by Brott. Brott back to Daou. Lovinyum fires that one on net. It gets tipped and goes just wide as the rebound is taken now by Brott. Brott back to Marazova. Marazova's going to send that to the point for Daou. Marzova takes a quick slap shot. Cannon, actually. Luckily for Katie Badolka, that ends up right in the breadbasket. Easy save to make for the goaltender. Nonetheless, you do have to be in position to make that look easy.
Well, you do, and that's, talking about Katie Badolka, that was a phenomenal save, but she just did so well what Convery's really been doing, that we saw yesterday and today as well. Her positioning is always phenomenal on those pucks, and it showed on that one for Katie Badolka. If you kind of can anticipate, now you obviously don't want to anticipate and have it be the wrong way, but if you're able to kind of tell where the puck's going to be at the right time, you're able to position yourself, you're going to be a very successful goaltender.
Faceoff was won by the Bulldogs. At the point now is Healy. Healy dumps that one off, ends up back behind the net, hops over the stick of Naomi Rogi. Puck still in the Mavericks' defensive end with the Bulldogs pressing. Rogi looking to get that to the point for Healy. Healy does have Elms on the far point. She's going to dump that off to her. That's Riley Houston. Another penalty coming up here to the Mavericks. Good shot block in front by Lindsay Coleman. 6-on-4 until the Mavericks touch the puck with this upcoming penalty. Healy fires that puck from the point, bounces over all of the sticks. Jordan McLaughlin tried to lift the stick of Healy. Unfortunately, she missed the puck when she did that, so the Bulldogs do still have possession in their offensive end. Mackenzie Cedarberg without a stick. It's actually laying to the left of Katie Badolka. So kind of you could say a 6-on-4.5 right now. Not necessarily a ton you can do other than get your body in front of it if you're Cedarberg. Mavericks still have yet to touch the puck. This line has been out there for a while. Bell gives that off to Healy. Healy to Riley Houston. Down low to Rogi. Now, of course, it's going to be the player without the stick that disrupts the play before Rebecca Kolstad gets her stick on that. A good job by Cedarberg doing everything she needed to do. Nonetheless, we will get another look at that call. Pretty good penalty call there by the official. That's a fourth call this period that we haven't been able to argue with because it was a pretty clean call. Tripping is going to be the penalty for Cedarberg, who goes to the box for 2 minutes.
Yeah, Cedarberg heading to the box now as McLaughlin comes out. Cedarberg takes her place in the penalty box there. So MSU, obviously this is now your fourth penalty before even going into the third period. So you gotta watch out for those little nitpicky things that the referees might look at and might call. Obviously that one was an obvious call though.
Marazova is going to send that one just wide of the net that may have even tipped off the crossbar. A good job by Katie Badolka being in position, doing all she can to take away the open net that was there. Battle ensues below the goal line, still looking to come with it. Sydney Brott does get free, the captain here for the Bulldogs. Brott leaves that one for Lovenjelm, now at the point for Daou. Daou fires that one cross ice on the left wing to Marazova, who gives it right back. Daou over to Lovenjelm. Daou's going to wind up and fire this one from the point. It was tipped. Katie Badolka got a pad on that. I think a lot of that came off the stick of Anna Keys as well, who got a huge piece of that before it went wide.
Yeah, she really did. She positioned herself well on that one, to be able to get enough on it to make sure the puck wasn't able to find the net.
Marzova now through the neutral zone here for the Bulldogs, still skating with the puck. Gains the offensive zone on the backhand. She's going to use the boards to chip that puck to Rogi. Rogi back behind the net is met by Anna Keys. Battle ensues. Even if you don't win the battle, it's going to take a lot of time off the clock. Mavericks did win that one. Tried to fire it out, but it was kept in at the blue line by Houston. Quick chance in front now off the glove. She taps that to herself out of midair was Elms. Bell now gathers that puck up for the Bulldogs. At the point was Healy. Finally, the Mavericks are able to get that puck out of their own end as Lindsay Coleman fires that one all the way down the ice.
Yeah, the offense definitely shift here these last few minutes as Minnesota-Duluth has really been pressing and making things difficult on the defensive side of things for MSU, so we'll have to see if that continues the rest of this period.
One kind of rule of thumb that you always want to stay away from is icing the puck on your own power play. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs, they just did that. Kind of a lucky break for the Mavericks, too, because they weren't doing much to help themselves to get the puck out of their defensive end.
No, they really weren't. It was very difficult for them to really get anything going to help out Katie Badolka a little bit on that one. So we'll have to see if that continues as well.
Second penalty kill unit out here for the Mavericks. There's also the second power play unit, although they do get pretty even time that's currently out for the Bulldogs. Rogi's going to chip that in deep around a couple of the Mavericks defenders. She's laying on top of two sticks as well. Good way to do it. You're going to put the puck in deep and then take two players out of the play. Bell at the point. Spins around Sarah Boustad, who stays strong on her. Bell gets that down low for Rogi. Rogi looking for someone to pass to. The penalty to Mackenzie Cedarberg has a lap, so it is back to full strength, 5-on-5 for both teams. Bell at the point on her backhand, fires that one down low to Rogi. Rogi puts it in front of the net. Good opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Katie Badolka slides across the net. Another kick save off the right toe of Katie Badolka. Keeping that one out as Mackenzie Cedarberg brings it into the Mavericks offensive end.
Well, I'm not entirely sure if a brick wall just replaced Katie Badolka on that one, but she had a few very, very nice saves on that one trying to kind of stay one-on-one match there with Jessica Convery is another great goaltender for University of Minnesota-Duluth.
The Bulldogs have taken the lead in shots 17-16, though when you get 4 power plays in 1 period, it's probably going to mean you take the lead in shots. Mavericks have been on the penalty kill for over 7 minutes already, still 3.5 remaining in the second frame.
Yeah, that's definitely concerning to look at. You know, you don't want to have penalties in general, especially 4 of them now, and you're not done with the second period.
It is an icing, so we're going to come all the way back to the left of goaltender Jessica Convery. Again, 17-16 are the shots for the Bulldogs. Kind of hard to really get anything going when the momentum's against you on the penalty kill the whole time. Spent almost half the period that has gone by on that PK unit. Sophia Poinar out there right now for the Mavericks, taking the face-off against Lynn Astrup for the Bulldogs. Corbin Boyd looked to get that puck off the wing, had her stick lifted, ends up at the point for Anna Keys. Keys across to Hinsey, who loads a shot, goes about head height. Battle ensues in front of the net. Puck is still loose. On the wraparound, goes off the post for Corbin Boyd. Kept in at the point is Megan Hinsey, who fires that down low on the half wall for Corbin Boyd. Boyd back to the point for Keys, who's going to fire that right back on net. Good kick save off the right pad of Jessica Convery. Mariah Gardner now down below the goal line, gets tripped up as a couple bodies go flying there. Emiyenko just trying to get that one out desperately right now for the Bulldogs. Huge momentum shift on this shift here for the Mavericks. Definitely something they needed near the end of the second frame.
Well, with the puck bouncing around the net there, when every single body that you could probably have was about 1.5 inches away from Jessica Convery on that one. And then Corbin Boyd comes out of nowhere and almost sneaks that one in, just hits it off the post there, unfortunately for MSU.
Icing did get waved off, so play will resume. Anna Keys in her defensive end. Good saucer pass to Corbin Boyd. It is a 2-on-2, Boyd and Poinar. Boyd to Poinar. Poinar trying to pull the trigger. Unfortunately, her stick was lifted last second by the Bulldogs. Back at the point now is Condis. Condis cross ice to Jackson. Trying to find Mariah Gardner here on the close side. Hop just over her stick. Now on the half wall is Klein. She lost the battle to Poinar. Poinar tried to fire that cross ice. Now a good opportunity here. 4-on-2 for the Bulldogs. Brought to Lovinyum. Lovinyum right on net. Great positioning again by Katie Badolka, keeping that puck out of the net. Couple huge plays in save. 2-2 is the score. We're back live here in Mankato, Minnesota. Stick with us through the second intermission. There will be an interview with Lindsay Coleman as well as the athletic director at Minnesota State University, Kevin Beisman, all coming up between the second and third period.
Just briefly want to touch on Katie Badolka here. She's been playing a phenomenal game here. A fan's got to start a Katie Badolka chant out here in the stands. I've heard a lot of times Colorado Avalanche doing the Varley, Varley chant in the stands. I think MSU fans should try and do this for Katie Badolka. She's been playing great today.
She really has been, and she hasn't played over the last couple weekends too, so it's good to see that they can count on her when needed. No rust to be shaken off. She hasn't been in net for about 3 consecutive weekends, but playing a huge game right now for the Mavs.
Well, you're entirely right, and it's awesome to have as a head coach when you're able to basically kind of roll with someone for a while. A whole that puck's bouncing around the net here. Got a little bit of a scrum. I was going to go back out. I'll give it back to you, Aaron.
I thought you might have a goal call on that one there, Lucas. Quick slap shot from the point by Jalen Elms was blocked before getting through. Elms is able to hold the line. She does trip McLaughlin as she was trying to get the puck. So the power play momentum is going to shift back to the Mavericks. It was 4 consecutive power plays for the Bulldogs. Mavericks having a call go their way this time. A good play by Jordan McLaughlin. Nothing necessarily out of the ordinary. Just speed kills, I guess you could say, is the slogan, as Jalen Elms that time tripped Jordan McLaughlin as she was trying to get that puck in the neutral zone.
Honestly, no debate behind that one. That's a good call. Listen, talking the whole game yesterday, there were 4 penalties. 3 of them came in the third period. Today, we were on our 7th penalty, and we still have 53 seconds left in the period.
And then another period ahead of us, too, needless to say.
Yep.
So, yeah, definitely a different game. Now, I wouldn't say that there's anything in terms of chippiness that's different. Actually, yesterday I would say was a little bit more chippy. Speed of this game blows yesterday's game completely out of the water, though, not even comparable.
Well, you're entirely right. I mean, MSU really came out ready to play today in this game to really make things interesting. And Minnesota-Duluth, I'm not sure if they didn't quite expect that at first, but it kind of hit them when they weren't paying attention there. But Duluth has really been responding well in this game, I believe.
Anna Keys back at the point now for the Mavericks. Going to get that cross ice to her defensive partner, Megan Hinsey. Hinsey down at the top of the circle to Fleming. Fleming fires that cross ice to Keys. She had Corbin Boyd streaking through the slot, was not able to get her stick on that. A good diving play there by Lovinyum, getting it all the way down the ice with Britton Fleming in the Mavericks defensive end. 13 seconds remaining in the middle frame, so the Mavericks are going to have to get something done quickly if they're able to get another rush. A good job by Lovenjelm again. Back-to-back times, Lovenjelm was the player that dumped that all the way down the ice, so the Mavericks are going to have to stop up at the end of this period behind their net. They will have 1 minute and 7 seconds of power play time roll over into the third frame. Nonetheless, shots on goal, 22-19 for the Bulldogs, so that favored them that period. 2-2 is the score. Very even second period, even more so than that first, Lucas.
The second period was very entertaining, a lot of back and forth play offensively.
Jessica Convery had a great game so far for the Bulldogs. 2-2 is the score.
Welcome back to the Verizon Center. After 2 periods, the Mavericks and the Bulldogs are tied at 2, joined by Lindsay Coleman, who had the goal for the Mavericks that period. Lindsay, there's been a lot of special teams chances for the Bulldogs tonight. What's been your guys' focus on the penalty kill? I mean, especially as you got that shorthanded goal, too.
So we were just trying to get up the sideboards. If they're on the sideboards, kind of shoot it through the middle. We're just hammering it out, and it went around the boards. Jordan came down, shot right off the pad, and right on my stick. So.
As you guys head into the third period tonight, tied at 2 with the Bulldogs, what are you guys focused on in the third period in order to have a win on senior night?
Yeah, I mean, shots on net, that's what we've been focusing on the whole weekend. We've done a good job of that, getting the rebounds. This goalie's kicking them out everywhere, so we just got to capitalize on a few more.
All right, best of luck out there in the third period.
Thank you.
Coming up after the break, I was able to talk with Kevin Beisman, the Director of Athletics here at MSU, to hear about the state of the athletics programs at MSU. Welcome back to the Verizon Center. We're here in the second intermission between the Bulldogs of Minnesota-Duluth and the Mavericks of Minnesota State. I'm Andrew Jelkin, and I'm joined by Director of Athletics, Kevin Beisman of MSU. Kevin, just 3 years ago, the MSU women's team moved down here to the Verizon Center to start playing their games here. How has that move to a new facility impacted the program?
Well, I think it's just had a tremendous impact. It really has the feel of Division I hockey, and it's been a significant move for us, bringing the program down from all seasons arena. I just think that the caliber of student athlete that Coach Arrington and his staff have been able to bring in here on recruiting visits. It's an impressive facility. We've got a small footprint. The idea was to make a big impact and to really focus on the student athlete needs in that footprint. And I think they've done a tremendous job, and it's had a huge impact on recruiting.
Now, as the MSU women's season in the last weekend of their regular season right now, how would you assess where they're at right now as the program, and kind of as we look to the future, where the future of the program is headed?
Well, I really like the way that they've been playing these last 3 weekends. We've been very competitive down the stretch. We've picked up a couple key wins. You want to be playing your best hockey near the end of the season, and I think that's what John is emphasizing. I think he's very excited about the caliber of play over the last several series here, and hopefully it pays off and gives them some momentum going into the off season.
One thing about having a great team is having a great coach, and obviously with Coach John Harrington, member of the 1980 Winter Olympics team who won the gold medal, how has he been able to impact the program in a positive way?
That's a great story around the Olympics, and I think everybody, kind of remembers that Miracle on Ice story, and I think it just gives the program instant credibility. John's been a hit in the community, sharing that story, and it's one that people really want to relive, especially around the Olympic time. And again, I think it really helps, establish him as somebody that's had a high level of success, that really wants to teach that and coach that and make that part of the student-athlete experience there.
As the director of athletics, you deal not only with just the hockey programs, but with all the other athletic programs at MSU. There's been a lot of success from the softball team able to win the national championship, and the football team that continually makes playoff runs every year. What is your stance on just kind of how the programs have all been going so far?
Well, you mentioned the national championship in softball. That was special. Lori's been at it a long time, and she's had a legendary career, and that really kind of drove home and cemented her status as one of the best in Division II softball, and extended our season, late into the spring, and gave us some momentum going into the fall sports. And we had, some tremendous success in women's soccer and football. We talk about the fall program setting the table, and they've done that for our winter sports. It's been an outstanding season thus far for men's hockey. Men's basketball is playing for a conference title this weekend. So a lot of success and a lot of exciting times ahead in the postseason here.
All right, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Coming up, we'll be back here at the Verizon Center with more intermission content before we head into the third and final period here in Mankato.
It is a 2-2 game between the University of Minnesota-Duluth Bulldogs and the Minnesota State University Mavericks here at the Verizon Center in Mankato, Minnesota. Taking a look at some of the highlights from the second period, we're going to start with the goals here. Lindsey Coleman, again, just a great job staying with the puck on the rebound. That one came down real quick. Again, she lost a lot of her equipment on that. Nonetheless, put that puck right in the back of the net on a yawning cage.
Well, she really did, and that's all you got to do here on that one. Just follow your shot, and then that was a great goal there by Daou on that one to tie it up again at 2. But 2 very solid goals there on this one if you look at the game summary here.
So the score, of course, 2-2. Shots on goal, 22-18 now in favor of the Bulldogs. Shot attempts still not as heavily, but still in favor of the Mavericks, 40-32. Those power play shots is really what changed. Mavericks were leading 3-0 in power play shots, now down 6-3.
Well, they were, and that just kind of shows, when you have 4 penalties that are against you, a lot of the times that's what's going to happen out here. Minnesota-Duluth is really pressing. You see 1 for 4 on the power play. Lucky that they were not able to connect on the other 3 for MSU.
And of course, MSU will have 1 minute and 7 seconds of power play still remaining that carries over to the third period.
Yeah, and that'll be huge. So we'll have to see if MSU is able to capitalize.
So it is a 2-2 game. We will be back with the third frame after the break. And we are back here at the Verizon Center in Mankato, Minnesota. 2-2 the score between the Mavericks and Bulldogs. Lucas just highlighting some of the top players from the last period again, aside from the goal scorers, because we talk about them a lot. That time it was Daou and Lindsey Coleman for the Mavericks. Shots on goal. Katerina Marozova as well as Jalen Elms, they did not have any shots at all going even into the second frame. They both had 4 apiece, so 8 shots coming off of 2 sticks from the Bulldogs.
Well, that's huge to have out there, to be able to have that offensive pressure. If you're MSU, defensively, I'm not a big fan of necessarily keying in on people because you don't want to forget about the other people that are out there on the ice, right? But when you're out there, you definitely have to kind of favor certain people more towards others at any given moment. And those are 2 players that they obviously probably got to key in on.
Those are players that are playing a lot of time on the power play, and we've said it probably more than we need to, but there was a lot of power play time there for the Bulldogs too, so no surprise that they're getting a lot of shots. On the other side of the puck here for the Mavericks, McLaughlin, Cedarburg, Whitco, and Amanda Conway, 2 of those players being defenders, all have 2 shots apiece for the Mavs.
Well, it's huge, for MSU here in this game. They're such a deep team. They can get a lot of offensive pressure from just about anyone offensively or defensively on this team.
So the Mavericks will resume on their third power play here at the start of the third frame. Britton Fleming is kind of dangling left and right through the neutral zone, gets around a couple players, went in on a 1-on-4, was not able to get all the way to the net, had the puck knocked off of her stick before being dumped all the way down the ice behind the net of Katie Bedolka. Anna Keys is going to take that, drops it off for Britton Fleming, who's going to get things going here on the power play. Her backhand was just too far for Megan Hinsey. Another quick dump, that time off the stick of Lovenjelm for the Bulldogs. Anna Keys head-ends that pass, kind of stumbling over my words, and even if I try to say stumbling, I'm stumbling over the word stumbling. Nonetheless, we do know the puck ended up back in the Mavericks' defensive end. Still just trying to get something started, not even able to get it in deep or anything. Again, intercepted in the neutral zone, that time by Bell.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of really keying in that center of the ice right now. They don't really get any pressure down on the other end by Convery. Not to say that she can't handle it because she had a shutout in yesterday's game and has played phenomenal again today. It's definitely something you got to watch out for.
The penalty kill is over there for the Bulldogs, so they are back to full strength. Sydney Brott had the puck knocked off of her stick, but Jalen Elms was able to gather that one before the Mavericks dump it back in deep. Lene Hedin knocked off the puck deep there by Hannah Davidson, so the puck is going to remain on the Maverick stick in their offensive end. They weren't able to get the puck in even a single time on the second half of that power play. As soon as it's back to 5-on-5, they do get some offensive zone time here as Jordan Jackson fires that one all the way to the net. Kick save off the left pad that time by Jessica Convery. Back in the neutral zone, Condis had the puck knocked off of her stick. Coming down the left wing, over right into the slot was Anna Klein, who ended up firing that wrister high. Phenomenal play there by Klein, creating a golden chance. Unfortunately not able to connect as she fired it about 2 feet above the goaltender, Katie Badolka.
If she's able to connect, I'm not quite sure Badolka's able to stop that one. That one was coming in, extremely hard, and especially from that close on. That's going to be a very difficult shot to try and stop here. If you look at that replay, if she's able to get that a couple more feet down, maybe bar down, maybe in the back of the net, I don't know, but that would have been a phenomenal opportunity for Minnesota-Duluth.
Puck flipped up on her last second too, so we will give her the benefit of the doubt on that. Nonetheless, play does resume. Jackson in the defensive end here for the Mavericks gets knocked off the puck. Astrup finds it on her tape. Astrup backhands that one to the point to Lovenjelm. Lovenjelm now fires that from the point. It was about head height, looking to go bar down. Ends up not too far away from the net. However, it did go high and wide of the left glove of Katie Badolka. When I say left glove, I do mean the only glove. She only has one on, so nonetheless, it did miss the net. Lovenjelm now on the far side of the ice, on the half wall. She gets knocked down by Poinar for the Mavs before she headmans that one to Mariah Gardner. Mariah Gardner had her wrist shot blocked in deep there as the puck goes to the far wall. Still with it that time was Corbin Boyd, fires that in deep, wide of the net, taken by Jessica Healy, who circles back, gaining some time here for the Bulldogs. Just 3 minutes have passed in this period. Still 2-2 is the score. Not a ton has gone on in the third frame, of course, with exception to that great play by Anna Klein that we saw just moments ago.
Yeah, it's been pretty stagnant for the most part offensively, and like you said, Klein really had the only legit opportunity. Here's another one there. That one's going to be kicked out, though, by the MSU defense. This third period, we'll have to see who decides to attack first and when.
Another good save there by Badolka. She's going to shield herself with her paddle so no one can get through. Badolka having to come up with some kick saves as well as some quick key saves here already in this third period. Already 3 shots just over 3 minutes in here for the Bulldogs, and they were the ones on the penalty kill.
Yeah, they were, and it just kind of shows in this game how much MSU's really had to focus on defensively here. Seen 24 shots on goal, but Badolka has stopped 22 of them with the 2 goals being let in, but she's keeping her team in the game, and that's all you can ask for right now. Obviously, she hasn't really played for a very, very long time, so it's good that she's been really standing and holding her own today.
Before the puck came into the neutral zone, it was another good save off a quick point shot there. Jalen Elms took that quick wrister. Marazova is going to be looking for her 5th shot. Instead, puts that right on the tape of Sydney Brott. Not able to angle her stick quite at the right angle that she needed in order to tap that one in. Would have been exactly that, just a tap-in goal. Mavericks with another lucky break as they're taking a lot of pressure right now at the beginning of this third frame.
Very, very fortunate for MSU that one did not find the back of the net here. We're going to have an opportunity.
Partial break for Lindsay Coleman. Tries to sneak that one far side under the blocker. High scoring area if you're able to get that under the blocker, but a good save. Heads up play by Jessica Convery. Great play by Lindsay Coleman, winning the foot race and putting herself on that break.
Coleman came very close to getting her 2nd consecutive goal here in this game here. She really did a nice job of separating herself in between the defense, so she was able to create that nice shot on goal. Unfortunately, wasn't able to sneak through the 5-hole, which is what she was going for in that one.
Amanda Martin lined up against Naomi Rogi on the face-off dot. She did lose that one to Rogi as the puck comes all the way back into the Mavericks defensive end. Anna Keys has the puck go over her stick. It is met there on the half wall by Ashton Bell. Just trying to get that out at this point was the Mavericks. They do have possession as Amanda Martin has the puck on her tape. Martin circles back, is going to dump that one off for Hinsey. Hinsey's being watched closely by Ashton Bell. Ashton Bell not giving any space to anyone right now for the Mavericks. They're not able to get the puck out of their zone. Finally they do as it tips off of this tape of Amanda Conway. Conway on the right wing, streaking down, going to go back below the goal. Probably looking to center that one. Nobody was home, with exception to about 5 red jerseys there for the Bulldogs. Not too much you can do when that's the only open pass.
No, it's a very difficult opportunity there for them to get something going, but Duluth is just doing a great job of clogging them up against the boards and making sure they're not able to get any clean passes off to each other.
Back on the far wall is Anna Klein. She's going to headman that pass to Rogi. Rogi now has that puck knocked off of her stick. Actually, she fired that one into the skates of Rebecca Kolstad, who intercepted the pass. Kratendau is going to fire that one in deep. Goes off the stick of Katie Bedolka. She got lucky. Had that gone off the heel of her stick, it probably would have redirected. Might want to keep an eye on that one next time it's coming in at that angle.
Yeah, definitely trying to make those easy saves on there. There's no in hockey, no save is going to be easy, and it's another one right there.
Anna Klein with another shot. Another good save by Katie Bedolka as it hits her right on that Mavericks logo. 2-2 still is the score. Bulldogs and Mavericks. Players are coming over the benches for both teams. Faceoff is in the Bulldogs' offensive zone, going to be to the left of the Mavericks goaltender, Katie Bedolka. And the faceoff dot is Brott against Britton Fleming. Still waiting to see who's going to end up winning that one. We're going to say Brott won it as her winger came across the ice first to get that puck. Lindsay Coleman fires that one off the wall. McLaughlin had Britton Fleming coming down the left wing, completely unmanned. Not able to get that pass through as it was blocked by a couple of the Bulldogs players. Brott dumps that puck back for Marzova. Marzova, great pass over to Klein. Klein on her backhand was not able to center that one for Sydney Brott. Emma Whitko has that puck as she headmans it, or tries to headman that one to Lindsay Coleman. Goes through the neutral zone before it ends up on the bench as Jalen Elms is trying to dump that into the Mavericks' end. That's going to be Chloe Crosby's first save. She got a little bit of action over on that bench. We're going to count it as the puck did hit her as it went off.
Well, you got to. I mean, we got to look at the stat sheet at the end of the game to see if they decide to get the save on her to that one. But nonetheless, it's a nice play there by Chloe Crosby.
Just to be very clear, absolutely not a save.
No,
we are not going to count that one. Nonetheless, play does resume in the neutral zone. Face-off win by the Bulldogs.
I like to have some fun up here in the booth every now and then.
Dumped in back into the Mavericks defensive end. Katie Bedolka is going to stop that behind the net and leave it for Emma Whitko. Whitko off the boards, hops over the stick of Rebecca Kolstad. Lovenjelm now with it. The Swede here playing for the Bulldogs from Duluth. Fires that one cross ice as Bell comes with it in the neutral zone for the University of Minnesota-Duluth. Anna Keys wins the foot race back behind the goal line. She tried to backhand that one off the boards. Ended up going off the stick of Riley Houston. Rebecca Kolstad that time tried to receive a pass that came off the stick of Tristan Truax, just out of her reach. So this Maverick line that's been out there for a little while now is going to have to stay on the ice as the call was icing. Face-off will be to the right of Katie Bedolka.
Well, I think if you really want to have a line out there right now, I think it is this right. This is the right line to have out there. With Hannah Davidson, obviously, we know what she's always been able to do. This is obviously her last game here, regular season. Rebecca Kolstad too, bring a little bit of aggressiveness out there for this MSU offense.
Might be a partial 2-on-1, depending on what Kolstad can do. She gets it over to Davison. Davison tries to fire that one on net. Ends up between the shin pads there of Lovenjelm. Anna Klein again on the left wing. Klein has been all over the ice so far in this third frame. The final frame, potentially, of course, barring that there is an overtime period. We are tied right now 2-2. Shot was blocked by Anna Keys. A couple players came together. There was a big hit by Marzova. Unfortunately, it was on her own teammate. 4-on-2 here for the Mavs with Sarah Bustad on the right wing. Tried to center that one onto the tape of Anna Keys. It got tipped before getting there. A good play by Bustad as she came off the bench.
That one doesn't get tipped. You're talking about a pretty good opportunity on the one-timer there for Anna Keys, assuming she's able to launch that one in there. But that was a great opportunity. Unfortunately, the pass did get tipped, so wasn't able to quite get a clean look on it.
Corbin Boyd had a player skate right by her. Sarah Bustad accidentally just laid the boom on Rogie. There's not going to be any penalty as that was accidental, but a good kick save there by Convery. Riley Houston now through the neutral zone is met by Bustad. Bustad knocked her off the puck, however it went right onto the tape of Rogie. Rogie fires that one back and around. Ashton Bell just looking for an open pass. She does have Elms here on the right point if she's able to get there. Player was tripped looking over at the Maverick bench. A lot of unhappy faces as that call goes unnoticed. Play does resume.
Yeah, it looked like a tripping call on that one. So unfortunately for MSU, that one, they're not going to be able to get a power play on that one, so I'll have to come back from that one.
Ashton Bell now with it, circling around, waiting for the defender to get to the point as they are in the midst of a line change for the Bulldogs. Lovenjelm fires that cross ice to Jessica Healy, who gets that back to Lovenjelm. Rogie now is bringing that one over the blue line here for Duluth. A good job there by Britton Fleming, knocking the player off of the puck without getting a penalty called on her. Jordan McLaughlin streaking through the neutral zone, trying to get it to Coleman. Britton Fleming had an opportunity and a diving stab there by Jessica Convery. Huge poke check. You don't see that too often on the diving poke checks. That's kind of some NHL 94 we just saw out there. Nonetheless, a great play by the goaltender.
That is such a risky. I love the NHL 94 reference, by the way, Aaron. But nonetheless, that was a great save. That's a very risky thing to do as a goaltender. if you're going to dive for the puck, you better be sure that you're able to get to it and push it out of the way before someone else does, because, you know, if you miss that puck or the offense times that one better, that one's going to go over to the back of the net.
Sydney Brott brings that one over the blue line here. Rebecca Kolstad almost had an opportunity on a breakaway. She fires that one a little bit too far, trying to win the foot race right now against Catherine Daou. Daou did get there first. Bulldogs have possession of the puck. It is Jalen Elms looking to headman that one. Ends up about 30 feet high as people look skyward for that. Looking again for a power play. That time, John Harrington with his arms in the air. No call from either official. Another tripping call that goes completely unnoticed. Maybe not unnoticed, but at least uncalled here against the Mavs.
Harrington is really getting upset there in the MSU bench. And like we say before, he usually doesn't get too upset there. But, you know, when he starts raising his hands and maybe yelling a little bit, he just probably saw something that the referees maybe didn't.
Rebecca Kolstad fired that one up the boards. Hannah Davison with a shot block. She goes off to the bench slowly. She took that one off of her wrist. We're going to have to keep an eye on her. She is currently hunched over with her glove off on that blocking hand. Lots of action here in Mankato. 2-2 still is the score. Someone at this point just trying to find the back of the net. Now during the break there, Lucas, both of the captains from each team, Sydney Brott for the Bulldogs as well as Anna Keys for the Mavericks, did come over and have a little bit of a meeting there with both officials. Of course, we have no way of knowing what they said, but interesting that they did that with 10 minutes left. I'm not sure if maybe the officials were giving a bench warning. They didn't go over to the bench, so I'm led to assume that wasn't the case. Nonetheless, there was a little bit of a cottage meeting right in front of the penalty box.
Yeah, I'm led to assume probably just maybe explaining why they didn't call those tripping penalties that everyone else, all the referees in the stands saw that maybe they did not on that one. But nonetheless, MSU is going to have to, you know, you got to control the controllables out there, and you can't control what the refs call. You just got to go out there and play your game.
Mariah Gardner looking for someone to pass to, dumps it off for Anna Keys. Keys stick handles into the offensive end before dishing it off for Sarah Bustad. Bustad gets knocked down below the goal line there as Mariah Gardner comes in for reinforcement. Rogie passes that puck back to Lovenjelm. Lovenjelm back to Rogie in the neutral zone. Anna Keys is going to stop that progression right at the red line. Corbin Boyd comes in now for the Mavericks on the half wall. Boyd dumps it off for Gardner. Gardner stick handling. She gets cross-checked into the boards. Falls down there, and then that's going to be Jessica Healy that comes out with that for the Bulldogs. Healy flicks that one, goes off for the dump and change as Jordan Jackson comes back here for the Mavs. Excuse me, that was Megan Hinsey that came all the way back. I must say that I'm very glad the Mavericks added a white trim around the numbers. It made it very hard to see those numbers previous to today, as Katie Badolka is going to freeze that one. It made our lives a little bit difficult.
Well, you're entirely right. I mean, it's never easy to read the numbers out there, especially with the trim. But let's look at this game summary here. That was the first goal by Boosted. It was a nice job there, and then rebounding right back that from Merzova. And then not too long after that as well, Lindsay Coleman put one in to make it 2-1, and then Catherine Daou put one in to tie back up at 2-2. So offensively, this has been a very, very good game on both sides of the ice.
Back and forth action. Now the Mavericks have had the only leads in the game, of course, opening the score, and it was 1-0. Got tied up 1-1, then 2-1, now 2-2. So the Bulldogs looking to try to rebound on that one. And now with 8.5 remaining, you never know what's going to happen, but whoever takes the next lead is going to have a very good shot at winning with less than 10 going.
Well, you're entirely right, and it's obviously if you're able to get that goal here with 8.5 minutes left, like you just said, Aaron, you know, I really 100% agree with you with that. That's probably going to be the ending score here. Now, obviously, much crazier things have happened, and we're probably going to be wrong on this. We usually are, but nonetheless, we'll have to see what decides to happen here in this one.
Sydney Broad's going to fire that high off the glass, kept in as it was caught on the blue line by Emma Whitko. Britton Fleming trying to keep that in on the far blue line now. She was deked around by Anna Klein before Klein fired that cross ice to Riley Houston. A little bit more line juggling here. Excuse me, that wasn't Houston, that was Marazova. Gets that to the point for Daou. A quick slap shot is taken cleanly there by Katie Badolka. Lots of pushing and shoving. Looking out on the ice for the Mavericks. We talk about it a lot. One player you do not want to go after is Emma Whitko. She doesn't seem like a player that has temper, but knowing Whitko personally, she's very protective of her teammates. Not the player you want to go head-to-head against, though I'm sure there's a lot of players on the Bulldogs you could say the same for. As we see a replay of that. Some punches thrown, and by the looks of things, too, Emma Whitko's got a huge smile on her face.
Hey, you got to hold your own out there. You don't want to let people push you around on this one. Looks like heading to the penalty box for Minnesota-Duluth is going to be 14 Sydney Brott on this one, and Britton Fleming also going to the box for MSU. have an even strength penalty here, but you got to love this chippiness, Aaron. I mean, it really does bring a whole new level of intensity to not only to the game, but the whole arena.
Now, the reason Emma Whitco might have been smiling, probably laughing at the fact that she didn't get a penalty on that and that Britton Fleming did instead. 4-on-4 will resume as both players go to the box. Sydney Brott for the Bulldogs, Britton Fleming for the Mavericks. These are both players that teams would like to have on the ice for a 4-on-4. Of course, Brott is the captain there, one of their star players as well. Britton Fleming leads the Mavericks in points too. Players you want to have on the ice in these situations.
You're right. And, this is the opportunity where now you got to have players step up that maybe you won't expect to step up here this late into the game. So right now it's senior day for MSU. We'll have to see if the MSU seniors or Minnesota-Duluth seniors can make something happen here in this one. It's going to be a penalty.
It is going to be a 4-on-3 power play coming up here for the Bulldogs. Hooking is going to be the call. Now, if I remember correctly, based on what I saw, it is going to be Lindsay Coleman, not Emma Whitco. Coleman will head to the box. We are correct on that one. So 7.5 remaining in the period. A minute and a half of 4-on-4 would have been remaining. So the power play here will be a 4-on-3 for the next little while here against the Mavericks.
Yeah, 4-on-3 is definitely not the ideal situation that you want out here. If you are MSU, you really got to now key in defensively. It really sucks. 7.5 minutes. You really want to hope that you're able to get those offensive threats going right now is where you're going to really start pushing, get things going. And they're going to be down another player for a limited amount of time here. It's not going to help them out much.
We can see Coach Harrington drawing up a play there on the whiteboard. Coach Mara Kroll doing the same thing there for the Bulldogs. So we'll be a minute and a half of 4-on-3. And then it'll be 30 seconds of 5-on-4. So basically a full 2 minutes of a power play, no matter what the sort is, whether it's 4-on-3 or 5-on-4, coming up here for the Bulldogs against the Mavs. 7.5 remaining in the third and potentially final frame. The University of Minnesota-Duluth Bulldogs starting to pull away on shots, 28-22. 4-on-3, that is a lot of open ice to be working with, especially when your power play is as good as the Bulldogs is.
Well, it really is, and it just shows, this University of Minnesota-Duluth team is very talented out there when it comes to, offensively, when it comes to scoring, and their power play, we talk about it many, many times, how strong they are with that as well. So if you're MSU, you really got to have a strong defensive stand here, and it'd be a huge momentum shift, too, if they are able to make that stand.
At the point with the puck is Jessica Healy. Now, if you are the Bulldogs, you want to get them kind of in a diamond trap and then slowly make your way towards the goal. You want to keep the players as close together as you can, and they do just that. Over on the far side, puck was going for Riley Houston. Tipped before it got to her tape by Megan Hinsey of the Mavericks. Healy fires that one off to Marazova. Marazova loves a shoot, and she does just that. Rebound potted in. She gets her own rebound. Selly away Marazova. That was a great one to watch. Gets her own rebound, fires that low glove on the goaltender, Katie Bedolko, so we'll be back to 4-on-4 for a minute and 5 seconds.
Well, Marzova is now in goal away from the hat trick here. Just looking at that, again, look at just following your shot. It's as easy as that. You're going to get so many more opportunities to score. I think got to give a 10 out of 10 on that Selly, too, for Marzova. That was pretty, that was something fun to watch there.
So now the Mavericks are facing their first deficit of the game. They had the lead or had it tied for the first 53 minutes. Sorry, I should say for being technical, 52-51. Nonetheless, it is 3-2 now for the Bulldogs against the Mavericks. It will be 4-on-4 for the next minute, 5 seconds. Andy Keys passes that one cross ice to Megan Hinsey. Megan Hinsey at the red line, dumps that in hard around the board, just met behind the net by Jessica Convery. Coming up the ice now is Ashton Bell. She had the puck taken off of her stick cleanly by Rebecca Kolstad before passing that off to Anna Keys. Keys gets that to the point for Davison on her backhand, right back to Keys. Keys is going to try to drop that for Kolstad. Kolstad able to get her puck on her stick on the puck first. Hannah Davison's pass almost intercepted by Anna Klein. Rebecca Kolstad fires that one against the board. It's going to be picked up cleanly by Lovinyam. She has Klein on a breakaway if she can get the pass, and she did. Wasn't able to quite receive that pass cleanly before passing it right back to Lovinyam. Good opportunity that just goes wide of the goaltender, Katie Bedolka.
Marzova has had a heck of a game today. She's been involved in all three of the offensive scoring chances here from Minnesota-Duluth. 2 of the 3 goals have come from her stick. 1 of the assists on the Daou goal also came from her as well.
Good move there by Daou. Marazova just about at her 4th point as Daou came into the slot. Marazova now back at the point. It's going to wind up. A good shot block there between Hannah Davison and Jordan Jackson. Went off both players. Penalties have expired for both teams, so it is back to full strength for the Bulldogs and Mavericks. 5:50 remaining in the final frame. Puck went onto the stick of Jordan Jackson. She's going to fire that one all the way down, so it's going to come back into the Mavericks defensive end. I believe is going to come to the right of Katie Bedolka as the play ensues on this faceoff.
Let's look at that replay, too, from Daou had on that one. Bedolka tried to get it twice. The first one, she wasn't able to get it. The second one, again, wasn't able to snag it again. That was a great job by Anna Keys on that one to kind of play the body on that one, so it was not possible for her to get a good, clean shot on goal.
Faceoff won by the Bulldogs, ends up back at the point onto the stick of Jalen Elms. Elms over to Daou, who's going to fire that one. It was tipped. A good kick save off the right foot of Katie Bedolka. That tip was point blank. Almost no reaction time. Obviously just enough to make a huge save there, keeping the Mavericks within just one goal late in the third.
As a goaltender, a redirected pass, in my opinion, has got to be one of the most difficult passes to try and stop because you're so focused on it going in one certain direction, and then all of a sudden within a half a second, probably a lot quicker than that, it just changes direction, so you really have to adjust quickly.
Ashton Bell on the half wall here, just trying to battle with the puck. That time it was Sydney Brott who's going to bring that one out of the scrum. Bulldogs on a line change here in the midst of that, so Brott's just going to bring it all the way around back behind the net. A good job by Jessica Healy. She actually vaulted around a couple of players before centering that one for Riley Houston. Another big save by Katie Bedolka, who's had to do a lot of work here in the third frame.
She's been keeping her team in the game, obviously giving up that goal. It was not a whole lot she could have done on that one. It would have been a very difficult opportunity, but she's seen 32 shots today. She's really holding her own, doing a great job today, giving her team a chance to win.
Cedarburg around the boards, gets that one to Gardner, who dumps that one off for Corbin Boyd. Corbin Boyd has Boostad. She fires that one about head height, wide of the net on the backhand. Corbin Boyd trying to get that off of the stick there of Marazova. Marazova's just going to flick that into the neutral zone. Now on the far side, Whitco headmans that one for Corbin Boyd. Corbin Boyd had it knocked off of her stick momentarily before regaining possession and dumping that in on her backhand. Rogie had the puck knocked off of her stick, ends up going right through the slot, just out of the reach of Corbin Boyd, as the Bulldogs just try to regroup right now. Just under 4 minutes remaining, Bulldogs do have a 1-goal lead. Marazova, a player that's played probably half the game or very close to it, leaves that puck as it goes off of one of the Mavericks' skates. Hannah Klein now on the right wing, streaks into the Mavericks' defensive end. Cedarburg meets Klein behind the goal line. Klein still with the puck on her stick. Klein's had a big third period too, talking about players that have been on the ice a lot. She's been on for the vast majority of this period.
She really has, and Klein's offensively, yet she hasn't scored or have an assist out here. She's come very, very close multiple times to getting an opportunity. It's a nice block by that one on Mariah Gardner.
Official is going to say that the puck came over the blue line. It was very close if it did. I thought that they might have kept it in at the blue line. That time was Daou for the Bulldogs. Nonetheless, the official did have the offside signal, so the Mavericks were able to get possession and get this in deep into the Bulldogs' end. Bulldogs on the half wall now, almost right in front of their bench, still with possession of the puck as Daou is going to pass that one back and forth to Lovenheim. Ashton Bell gives that puck up in the neutral zone. Puck given right back up by Hinsey before Fleming was able to regain possession. Jordan McLaughlin looking for someone to pass to, fanned on that pass. Possession was taken by Ashton Bell in the defensive end for the Bulldogs. Bell is just going to flick that one into the neutral zone. 2:40 remaining. We will keep an eye on the clock. We'll also keep an eye on goaltender Katie Bedolka, assuming that John Harrington's going to elect to pull her once they get some possession time, maybe in a minute or so in the offensive zone.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yesterday, obviously, coach did not pull Crosby later on in the game, but I'm sure he had a reason behind that, so we'll have to see what they decide to do again. Reaching about 2-minute mark here shortly. We'll have to see what he does.
Players come together. Hinsey actually kind of just football tackles Daou there. That's one way to take out an offensive threat, I suppose. I don't think she was too happy. Nonetheless, 2:14 remaining, close game. Bulldogs have a 1-goal lead. A game that's going to come back into the final seconds to see who ends up winning this one. Mavericks at this point just looking to draw even to force overtime. Bulldogs looking to do the exact opposite, maybe burying an empty net goal to seal the deal. Nonetheless, going to be a defensive-minded Bulldogs team with 2:14 remaining in the final frame.
Well, it really is. This last 2:14 is going to be really exciting to see what they decide to do offensively, defensively, both sides of the thing. Someone's going to be really happy at the end of this game.
John Harrington elects to go with, again, an almost all-senior line. This time it's Lindsay Coleman out there with Boostad, Conway, and Keys rounding out all the seniors for the Mavericks. Of course, Megan Hinsey is the lone non-senior out there for the Mavs as the puck is still in their defensive end. Good pass by Rogie, finding Riley Houston off the right pad of Bedolka. I'm not sure Bedolka actually had a clear view on where that puck was coming from. Nonetheless, when you're in the right position, good things happen. Amanda Conway takes that puck right into the slot and fires that one just high. Unbelievably good opportunity by Conway. Unfortunately, she had to make that split-second decision, and the puck goes just high of the net.
Conway did a nice opportunity to get to the puck on that one. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get a clean shot off of it. If she is, it might be a 3-3 game here.
Mavericks are taking that out of their defensive end. Going to keep an eye on Katie Badolka. Badolka still between the pipes. As the Bulldogs have possession, they're going to fire that one back into the neutral zone. Anna Key is on her backhand, gets that across to Hinsey. Hinsey trying to find Fleming. Her pass was intercepted by Marazova, who on the backhand dumps that in, goes off for a line change. Key's now back behind the net. Comes across in front, fires that high off the glass right into the body of Tristan Truax. Truax in the middle of a battle as they ensue. Mavericks do need to come out with this puck, if not now, more than ever, and they were not able to do so. Puck is in deep in their defensive end with 50 seconds remaining here on Senior Day. Corbin Boyd on her backhand, plays that off the end boards. Mavericks need to go down the other way towards the ice. You can't keep it in low. They're doing a lot of work here for the Bulldogs. You can basically just watch the Mavericks passes back and forth below the goal line.
Yeah, if you're someone here, you just got to take the puck offensively and push it up like Corbin Boyd's doing right now.
Katie Badolka does go to the bench, and the extra attackers out there for the Mavericks. 25 seconds remaining. Corbin Boyd's pass was out of the reach. Anna Keys is going to have to hurry now because it's not going to be icing, as that was Corbin Boyd. Mavericks have one last opportunity on a rush coming the other way. Puck on the stick of Britton Fleming. Britton Fleming on the right wing is going to take that, tries to center it. Pass was intercepted by Healy. Trying to get things in front are the Mavericks. Puck is still loose. 2 seconds remaining, just one, and that is going to do it from Mankato, Minnesota. Hard-fought game between both teams, but congratulations to the victors on that one as the Bulldogs come on top with the 1-goal win, 3-2.
It was a heck of a game to watch here. Both sides, offensively, defensively, really evenly matched game.
One thing that you love seeing from both teams in college hockey, they always come together at the end of the game, no matter what the score, no matter how much you dislike the other team, good sportsmanship. At the end of this one, 3-2, Bulldogs win.
Here we are back in Mankato, Minnesota. We're going to look at some of the highlights in today's game. Here, starting looking at this game summary, Aaron. This is a phenomenal game here. Let's look at the goals here.
Sarah Bousset, of course, pots that one high glove. Not too long later, Marazova gets her first of 2 on the evening.
And then looking right back there, Lindsay Coleman on the nice follow-through, able to tie that thing up at 2.
Quick goal as another return there by Dahu. Knots this one up at 2, is going into the third frame.
And then Marazova cleaned it all up there. Another nice follow-through goal here in this one.
So the final score was 3-2 for the Bulldogs. Taking a final look at the WCHA standings. Ohio State against Minnesota State. In the first round, Minnesota against St. Cloud State, as well as Minnesota-Duluth will have Bemidji State visiting them. It's been great to have you. My name's Aaron Fitzer, joined alongside Lucas Dorton. 3-2 win for the Bulldogs. Thanks for joining us this afternoon on Fox Sports North.